Came back before the June holiday.
Before the June holiday, all right.
Yeah.
How is it?
Good.
Congratulations. May I know how many percent or what's the grade?
Math, I think overall I got a B4, which
Before, all right.
is
Mm-hmm.
not that bad. English
Mm-hmm.
I passed. Chinese I failed.
Chinese, yeah. Mm.
Uh History, everything else pretty much I passed.
Let me think, yeah. Double eight. I almost forgot when your double eight who is. Hmm. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Do you have the the correction paper? Your the marking and everything.
Uh, I think, but I don't know. I haven't checked in a while.
I
Like
guess a long time ago.
quite a long time.
Man, I think I still need that. Could you just spend 2 minutes looking for it? I mean, it's not with your teacher, right? It is at least in with you.
Probably.
All right. Can you just spend 2 minutes finding it? I think I need to take a look. If you cannot, then tell me lah.
Okay. It might take longer than 2 minutes, by the way.
Hmm, it would be great if you could find it. It would be great.
Okay. All right. My math file is with the teacher. Totally forgot.
Hmm. Wait, tell me how does it work? So this method
Uh,
is for like, is it for homeworks, exam, something like that?
it's the file basically. I just put everything like my teacher tells me to put everything inside.
Like, you mean this is more than just exams that you put it in?
Yeah.
Tell me what do you put in mostly?
There's workbook things. There's a worksheet that my teacher gives me.
Uh,
Yeah. And exams, the WA 2 and 1.
so like the workbook thingy, you can kind of like detach, isn't it, from the book?
Yeah.
And then you just make a hole and put it in, something like that?
Uh, there's already a hole in the book.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, that works. Okay. But that whole stack is with your teacher right now.
Yeah, my all my friends' file is also with the
Yeah,
teacher.
everything. So um, can you help me understand why your teacher will want to keep all the things that you have learned
Oh,
from?
no, no, I think she just forgot to give it back to us.
Oh, wait. You mean she has everybody's file, right? So, it's more
Yeah,
like your class, right? It's more than your
yeah.
class. And she will bring them around like 35 students worth of stack. She will bring around and give you guys back. Really?
Probably. I mean, sometimes when it's filing,
Uh-huh.
um, she'll if she has the file, she'll just bring it with her to the class. Yeah, but it's not like there's not like 35 students in the class. It's not like maybe 22. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's less.
But as a lady, she takes 22 files with her. Really? Yeah. Like by
Probably, I mean, probably not. Sometimes only because some students they forgot to give it to her when she needs, like when she wants it back. So
uh
then they just end up not giving it. But most of the time it's probably 6 to 10 files.
6 to 10 files.
And if she like, you know, maybe there's a lot, she'll take one stack and take the other one. Like, yeah,
From her desk, something like
yeah,
that.
probably.
Wow, that's a very weird system. That's a lot of physical work. I don't get it. No, I don't get it. I don't get that part. But that's a normal thing lah in your school.
Yeah.
Like every teacher does that. No? Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. But
So
some teachers they ask you to file,
uh-huh.
but they don't take the file back. They just that you keep it.
So you will bring the whole stack from your house to the class and then back to your house
Yeah, in other subjects.
too, which you have around 8 subjects, right? Around there.
Yeah,
Wow, okay. So every subject will have its own files and
yeah.
you will sometimes, right? Sometimes, right? Sometimes bring them to school
Well,
and
technically, like I just need to bring the files that the subject is. If I have geography, math, and science,
yeah, yeah.
and I have all the three files at home, I'll usually just bring it all.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You
Yeah,
want to bring everything, but still you have to bring 3 files, and that file is worth the whole year, you know? It grows. It grows
yeah,
with, but you still have to bring everything.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not
I mean,
sure.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's not it's not that heavy.
It's not that heavy. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I'm really happy. Wow. But as a result, you don't lose anything. Something like that.
Sometimes I lose the things.
But uh, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Um, will you be as organized, as right now if they don't have this filing system?
Uh,
Does it help? Sorry, does it work for you? Does it benefit you?
I mean, it helps for the wishes not get crumpled. Because if we didn't have files, I would just put everything inside my bag and just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll get mixed around. I mean, it's a paper, right? So it's not very good lah. I understand. But for math, for example, does it help you, you think, right now?
I guess.
Hmm. Okay, let me put it another way. Let me put it another way. Let's say end of year, end of year is like in 3 months. Okay.
Mhm.
So early October, right? 3 months, long or short. Um, the problem is people who think they are still long coming suddenly realize that every subject will have end of year. That sounds obvious, right? Until
Yeah,
you realize that every subject will have its 1 year's worth of exam. It, uh, it, 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 it's a very weird situation if you think it's still long coming. But if you think that you need to prepare right now, it's also a little bit weird because it is still 3 months. You're still learning something new, for example, right? The syllabus is not done. And if you learn right now, you risk a chance of simply forgetting it lah, and after 3 months, right, when you need it the most, right? So it's a very weird thing. End of years are just weird.
yeah,
I mean, with 8 subjects, you have to learn a lot with a short amount of time, but how do you do it? In general, the answer is some sort of organization, some sort of organization. Now, I'm trying to understand your school's imposed organization, right? If it works for you, then I don't think we need to do much, right? So let's say like this, let's say like this. Let's say next week is the end of year for math. only math. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then your teacher give your file back. Okay, because obviously that contains everything that you have learned, right?
Yeah.
Then can you how are you going to use that file? Okay, are you even going to use that file to help you study for end of year? This is knowing you. This is like your own decision, right? Nobody's going to force you to do anything. Are you going to use that file to help you study?
Uh,
Think about it for a while. Think about it for a while. Don't answer too quickly. What do you think?
I mean, I guess occasionally I would scroll through, maybe revisit the
Some,
file. That,
right? Okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh. So occasionally, maybe, right? Okay. I,
yeah.
I understand the answer. Don't worry. Don't worry. Now, so I guess the question is, how do you how do you think you would study for end of year if it is 1 week from now and it's only math? Okay, you don't have to worry about the seven other subjects. Just math. How would you do it? Not majorly, not by the file, right? That's not your major way of studying for end of year. Am I correct?
Uh-huh.
Something like so. How would you do it? You think?
Mm, uh, okay, I need to think about this.
Mm-hmm. But think about it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll give you a motivation. Let me give you the motivation first. I was saying the end of year is a weird thing, right? Because every subject has a whole bunch of contents to prepare for. But you know what? They're not gonna nicely put every exam 1 week. Hey, this week just half an exam, and then you can study for the next exam next week nicely. They're not gonna do that for end of year. Correct me if I'm wrong first. That's not how your school gonna do it. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Your school will cram everything, like, maybe cram it in 2 weeks. So you got to study 8 subjects times 1 year for that 2 weeks, something like that. Okay. That's probably how your school is going to do it. Am I correct?
Mm,
Okay. So let's say that's true first. I'm very happy if that's not true. Okay. I'm very happy. I'm happy if they don't cram things at the end. Okay. So now, why do I say that 3 months is very weird? Because if I say, oh, you only have 1 week to study for your math end of year, but only math. Nice, right? Only 1 week, but only one subject, right? One subject per week. Just using your feeling, do you think 1 week is okay for math?
uh, yeah,
Okay,
I
that's one.
yeah.
Okay, 1 week lah. Okay, 1 week for math. Now you multiply that by 8 subjects. So every subject 1 week, right?
Yep.
Subject 1 week. So if that is true, every subject 1 week is a comfortable thing. And by the way, it's not going to be 7 days, right? It's going to be 5 days of preparation, right?
Yeah.
People don't study for 7 days, right? So 5 days only. 5 days for every subject for 1 year's worth. And that means you need 8 weeks, because you have 8 subjects, right?
Yeah.
8 weeks is almost 2 months. Now I'm trying to show you why 3 months is not very long. Something like that.
Mm,
If you just dedicate 1 week per subject, right? Maybe some subjects can be shorter. Sure, no
yeah.
problem. Well, you still need that amount of weeks, maybe. So something like that. I don't know. So
Mm,
if not 2 months, then maybe 1.5 months. I mean, the worst thing is 1 month. I don't know whether you can do that or not. The 1 week for math and then 3 weeks for 7 subjects. Does that sound reasonable? Something like that, right?
okay.
Okay, so we don't have that much time. 3 months is if you could just prepare for your end of year for math, I would probably say math is the one with more preparation time. Maybe other subject requires less. Maybe you think that's correct? For you lah, for you personally. Does that make any sense to
Yeah.
say? Okay, so let's say you could prepare math first, and then near end of year, you don't have to do too much math, right? Math can just math, you're already prepared. You can focus on other subjects near the end of year. I imagine that would be nice to you lah. That is what I imagine. But I want to confirm that with you. Is that something that you want or not? What do you want? That is what I'm trying to figure out right now before everything becomes very hectic, something like that. Because there is a very good way to prepare without losing everything lah near the exam, right? If you prepare right now and you don't remember anything before the exam, then that's just the same thing lah. That's even worse. I'm doing all this work for nothing. I hope that makes some sense. Then might as well just prepare 2 days before exam lah. I mean, that's all you have, but at least you won't forget it, right? That's one way to approach end of year,
Hmm.
right? But if there is a way, it doesn't mean that you want it. That's why I'm asking all this, right?
Uh,
Okay. But before I even ask that, I'm simply asking you, how would you prepare for end of year?
mm,
5 days, given 1 week, which is 5 days, right?
for for math only?
Math first, math first, because I'm just assuming that math is the kind of subject that requires more work. Okay.
Hmm.
If my assumption is wrong, you tell me. Okay. Is it true? For you, math is that kind of subject. It requires a bit more work.
Not really.
Then how many days do you think is reasonable to prepare for math? Maybe less than 5 days?
Maybe three. Probably same with like English and science.
Okay, 3 days, right? 3 days. Three
Yeah.
days for end of year, right? Of math. But just math lah. You have a nice 3 days. Okay. Just a nice 3 days. How would you do it?
Mm, my predictions?
Yeah. Not the result, right? Just how you're gonna prepare for your end of year, right?
Uh-huh.
How are you gonna do it?
Mm,
There is no right and wrong. So I'm really asking how would you do it, right?
how would I prepare?
For end of year math if it's the only thing you're worried about.
I would probably learn on the topics that I'm weaker in.
Um, okay. Which is, if you think about it for a while, which is just an example of a few topics that you're weak on. Yeah.
Probably algebra.
Algebra. Okay. So some sort of
Uh,
pure algebra. Okay. Anything else?
uh, mm, probably the statistic.
Statistics?
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay.
because that's a new one.
Okay, Sanyo. So you don't know how
Yeah,
it feels, right? Okay. I mean, fair enough. You cannot pretend you know. Fair enough. All right. What else?
that's pretty much it.
All right. So you're gonna spend, I don't know, out of 3 days, right? Out of 3 days.
Yeah,
1 day for algebra, something like that.
yeah,
Okay. And 1 day or half a day for statistics?
yep.
Which one? 1 day or half a day?
Probably half.
Okay, let's say half. Okay, so
Yeah,
algebra 1 day, statistics half. Okay, so
yeah.
far so good. Lah. So you have 1.5 days left. So is there anything that you're going to do with that?
1.5 day, I would just uh, I guess revisit like the topics that's gonna be tested.
Which is everything, lah, right?
Yeah,
Everything lah, from the start until whatever lah, until whatever you have studied, including the one that we covered last time, the prism thingy.
yeah.
if you forget, I was telling you, oh, that prism thingy will give you a lot of marks, but teacher tend to rush at the end, so it's not very good if you just leave it like that. Maybe you want to cover a bit first lah, something like that, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So back, 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 and then that's it lah, and that's your preparation, and then you go to math end of year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, right. What is your preferred goal for end of year math? I'm not talking about overall. I'm really just talking about the end of year.
Uh, just pass and
And that would be,
just
sorry, percentage, please, percentage.
oh, probably aiming for 75 if I'm
No, percentage. I really
oh
mean like percentage is, I don't care much of the grade one. You can aim for grades, but give me the percentage.
75%.
Wait a minute. Just now you say pass. Wait, what? Sorry, sorry.
I mean,
How many? Which one?
I don't want to aim for like just pass. I want to pass, but
Of
I'm not
course.
expecting like too high, but not too low.
And that's
It's
why you
somewhere in the
gotta
middle.
give me a percentage.
Okay,
75%. Really? Yeah.
maybe 80.
Maybe okay, sorry, sorry. Look, 80% is an excellent result. Okay. For comparison purposes, 50% is a pass, no?
Mm,
Okay. 50% is a pass, 80% is an excellent result.
yeah.
75% is already excellent, by the way, lah, by the way. By the way. So 80% is excellent. If your target is 80%, I don't care what grade it is, that requires some serious preparation. As far as I can tell, perhaps 3 days are too ambitious if you want 80%, as far as I can tell. That's just my feeling. If you're aiming for pass, though, which is 50%, right? 50% for 3 days makes some sense. Makes some sense. The 30% difference is humongous. It's not small. It's humongous from 50 to 80 because you have to deal with all the troublesome questions. If you just want 50%, you don't have to deal with troublesome questions. There's a lot of room for errors. Hope that makes sense. Again, let me repeat this. If you're aiming for 50%, you can make 50% mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
percentage, right? Okay. If you're aiming for 80, you can only make 20% mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
which means all the difficult question will come in one, definitely, because not all questions are the same. Definitely not. Definitely not. For example, I can tell you, if you learn statistics today, your statistics will be very good. You'll find statistics to be easy question, easy topic with quite a lot of marks. So you can get that. Okay. But it doesn't matter much if your target is 50%. It doesn't matter much because
Mm-hmm.
you can make 50% mistake, man. It doesn't matter much if you get, I think syllabus wise, you probably already learned 50%, right? Maybe algebra not so good, so maybe you'll make it up for statistics. I know that's 50%, simple. If your aim is 80%, everything changes. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm giving my experience, lah, right? So, what is it that you want again for the end of year? 50, 80, something in between? What is it?
In between,
Give me a percent.
I guess 65 to 70%.
Which one? 65 or 70? Or something in between? I don't know which one. The minimum, sorry. I know you,
Oh,
I know,
minimum?
I know getting more is great, right? Getting more is great, but teacher won't give you a grade of 65 to 70, man. Teacher will give
Mm,
you a grade lah. So tell me the minimum that makes you happy. Does that make any sense?
65%.
Okay. So let me test this. So if you get 65% for end of year, you will be happy and satisfied.
Pretty
Yes or no?
much
Hang on.
because
Okay.
I'm staying in G2.
Okay. Staying in G2 also. So,
Yeah.
oh, you're saying that staying in G2 is important.
Yeah, I don't want to go to G1 because I'm aiming for poly. And
Okay.
if I'm in G1 math, that would bring me
Okay.
down quite a lot courses.
Huh? Wait. Sorry.
Right.
I understand that G1 is the, the
Yeah.
harder, faster one. That one I understand. But even if you score very well, it's not that they will automatically promote you to G1. No? Huh?
It's like if they see that you're I guess barely passing, like you're just getting like 50%, sometimes you fail,
Okay.
they'll most likely tell you if you wanna go to G1 or not.
I'm sorry. How come when you're pass, how many you're just barely passing, they offer you G1? So I don't get that at all. Right?
So example for like my Chinese,
Yeah.
I'm failing a lot of my class like Chinese.
This is G2 lah, G2 Chinese.
Yeah,
Okay.
G2.
Okay then. Uh-huh.
So I mean it's like you can if you see that yourself
Oh,
you're struggling, you
I'm
can
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
ask.
I'm trying to get it. Sorry, I now understand. Sorry, sorry. G1 is the lowest one. G3 is the hardest one.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I get it up. I get it reverse. Sorry. Yeah,
Right.
obviously, like, if you're not passing G2, they will offer you to just drop to G1, right?
Yeah.
But getting to that dropping to G1 means you cannot go to poly very well. I don't think so. You're right. You're right. You should stay at G2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that I understand. No, I understand that motivation. That still doesn't explain to me why you want 65%. You can just do with 50%. Before you answer that, Ria, I can see you. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Okay, just give me a minute, Jason. Yeah, I'll get some updates first. All right.
Yep.
So Ria, correct, yeah, 1 hour today and 2 hours on Sunday. That works for you?
yeah.
Okay. Any other exam that you're worried from today until Tuesday? Is it Tuesday, chemistry?
No, the rest are after.
So you can kind of just think about chemistry quite a lot in these few days, like until Tuesday, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Are you
yeah,
happy with your notes right now?
yeah, but there's not a lot of rate of reaction, so that's why I brought more rate of reaction questions.
Ah, which is great. So you already know what you want to discuss today, lah.
Yeah, I'll just add it in.
Right. Okay. Definitely, I was very happy. I was asking about that for a few times. We can finalize the notes on the cheat sheet, right? Sorry, we can finalize the cheat sheet on Sunday, something like that. Make sense? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
Well, what's your plan? When are you going to
yeah.
start, making the real cheat sheet? You gotta combine everything, man. When do you think you should start? Look, before the Sunday tuition or
I
after?
think sun.
Before the tuition or
I
after?
I, I can start before.
Right. Because it shouldn't take much time. You already have the draft. That's the beauty of draft. Make sense? You gotta struggle to fit things a bit lah, but that's about it. One. You probably need, I don't know, 1.5 hours lah, at most to do that. If you can do that before the tuition, I think the tuition will be even more beneficial for you. Then we can discuss, okay, maybe you need to add this, maybe you need to take this out, whatever. Something like that. Make sense?
Yeah,
All right. Then I will follow you in the Jamboard, right? And
I didn't know how to do one enthalpy question, so I added it in.
put it in first, yeah. I'm gonna look at all the questions, but let me continue my talk with Jason also, yeah. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I am following your questions. Okay, now back to you, Jason.
Yep.
What makes you happy end of year? Not dropping to G1, I understand, but that requires, I don't know, 50 to 55%,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Not just dropping. I think you're capable of 55, okay? I think you're capable. So what makes you happy? 65 or 55?
65.
Okay, let me test that. Is 60 enough to make you happy?
Yeah, I guess.
So why don't just say 60?
I don't know,
Easier
maybe
than
it's
65. Mhm.
make it closer to 70%.
Okay, now you have another number here. Really, okay, yeah. What makes you happy and satisfied? Are there good criteria? Let me just check first. Are those good criteria? You feel like you put in some work. I'm assuming that you want to put some work, not a lot, but definitely some. And I assume that for the work you put in, you want some sort of result that makes you satisfied,
Mm-hmm.
right? So can I make that assumption? You're gonna put in some work, okay, not a lot. I'm not gonna ask you to put in a lot of work until you die. But if you put in some work, is it 60 or 65 or 70 minimum makes you happy?
65 minimum is,
Okay, so it's not 60, right? Let me
yeah,
confirm. It's not 60. Okay. Is it 70 or 65? Which one?
probably, mm, mm,
I guess that's a good question, Ria. That is a good question. Mhm. If you just put in normal work, whatever that means, normal work, Jason,
yep,
65 or 70? Normal work.
65.
Okay. If you some reason you decided to put in a bit more work, not sure why, but that's your decision. If you decide to put in more work, what is the percent that makes you happy?
Probably 70.
All right. 70 minimum is enough to make you happy and satisfied with your work if you put in a little bit more work than normal.
Yeah,
Yeah. If it's normal work, then 61.
yeah.
Yeah. Clear, yeah? This is you thinking about it. I'm not forcing you to do anything or to set any goals.
Mm-hmm.
In this tuition, as much as possible, I support the student's goal, not I set the goal for the students, if possible. From the start, it's like that. Okay? You're sec one now, so whatever you get right now might not have too many effect in the future. For some other students, if they want to go to a certain places, whatever that is, there's a minimum one, right? But right now you're in sec one. As long as you don't want to go to G3, 65 and 70 doesn't matter much. That's why I kind of use another criteria. I ask you a different way. What you're thinking about your own work. I think that's the right thing to do. At least that's the style here. Right? Some other students will want something else than you. And frankly speaking, I don't care. As long as you don't care. If you care what other people think, you tell me lah. But I, in general, don't compare you with other students. If that makes some sense.
Mm,
But if I'm not comparing you to other students, then I must ask you what you want. I hope that makes sense. If not, then I'm not gonna ask me what I want. Is that better or not?
mm-hmm.
You want me to ask me what I want of you.
Probably to get more, I guess.
You want me to set the goal for you. Is that what you want?
I mean, I won't use that as my main goal, but I'll just like have it in mind.
Okay. We have time to talk about this. This is still 3 months for exam, right? If this is 1 month before exam, nonsense already, right? Sorry, nonsense. Stop.
Yeah.
So what do you want from me? What do you mean? But this is the first time I hear a student wanting me to do something regarding the goal, right? Most people are happy if they figure out what they're, satisfied with. Could you
Mm-hmm.
tell me again what you want me to do for you regarding all this? Besides giving you tuition. What do you mean by you want me to set your goal or something? Could you think about it for a while?
Okay.
Just for a while. Just think about it. I want to know. Okay. If you want me to know, then I want to know. Okay, I'm reading your answer, Ria. Oh yeah, that question. That question is, hmm, I see. All right. So, okay, Ria. Again, quite happy that you tried this question. Yeah. Now, for the first 3 marks, let me say first, this is very unlikely to happen in your exam, but it is possible. Why? Because this is the year 5 thing, right? The year 5 chemistry will talk about this. So the teacher always have this in store. It's just that they want to, bring it out in the exam or not, right? Now I'll tell you what they want in year 5 regarding this. They want you to quote specific numbers from the table.
Okay.
That's one way to justify at least 2 marks. Okay, if you quote the right numbers or quote the right experiments, you're already on your way to 2 marks. Maybe we can even get 3 marks, right? But they don't want you to just summarize because they are very specific in wanting you to use the numbers, something like that. Okay, yeah? So if you could add that, that would be nice. Okay, okay, I'll be reading the rest. Okay. Jason, do you have an idea what you want?
I guess give me like
Mm-hmm.
what your expectations are.
For you.
Yeah. Give me like um an a I guess percentage
I will, I will. This
that
one, mhm.
you think suits best at my current capability.
Okay. Um, Let me ask you what capability is, like your innate talent. Is that what you mean on math, right? On math,
Mm-hmm.
or your personality, right? Or your natural level of hard work. There are many ways to understand capability lah.
Mm.
Okay, you tell me if you can. Ria, which experiment are you using? Let me confirm. Is it 1 and 4?
Yeah.
You're using 1 and 4.
Wait, 2 and 4.
2 and 4, sorry, 2 and 4. Right. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 2 and 4? A very interesting choice, but a reasonable choice. But how would you explain that? It's a very interesting choice. Okay, Jason, do you have an idea what you want more specifically?
Mm.
Do you want my best expectation of you? Do you want my average expectation of you? Do you want
Best and average.
Okay, I can give you that. Just a minute, I have trouble with my drawing pad. Just a minute. Yeah, I got it. The wording is Ria, you chose interesting experiment to compare, but the problem is difficult to say it properly. However, your conclusion is correct. What am I going to do with it? Hmm. Okay, I'll make my comments earlier, but at least your choice is interesting. Uh, okay, Jason. If you do it your own pace and your own style and your own, mostly your own way of doing things, right? Okay, mostly. Then you will get an average result. 65% might be uh, a bit worrying considering your algebra and that geometry topic I was mentioning. So maybe have to focus on those things a little bit so that you will get your 65. But there isn't much special thing that we need to do if you want to get 65%. That will be your average result, expected result, if you do it in your normal steady way. There, I've already answered half of your question. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You want your best potential also. Am I correct?
Yep.
And let me answer it this way. To achieve something higher than 65, you can, right? But nobody can increase their innate talent. I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So your innate talent is not bad, but not genius. You already know that.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. There's no problem though. If you want something higher than 65, you just have to make it up with some sort of hard work, some sort of smart work, some sort of preparation, some sort. Okay. Now, in this tuition, I try to teach my student, all of my students, the value of preparation instead of the value of hard work near exam, also known as mugging. I hate mugging.
Uh-huh.
But if my student want to do mugging, who am I to stop them? Some students seem to know only that way of exam preparation, mugging, right? I hate mugging because, well, first of all, I never need to do it in my own school days. I my preparation method is very different, and as a result, I don't need to mark, and as a result, I remember most of my subjects after exam. The main reason why I hate mugging because it is purely for exam one. It's very clear. Purely for exam, and therefore after exam, you can forget about it. Or rather, you will forget about it because mugging doesn't tend to retain anything much after exam. I think most students know that. I think you also know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if your goal is purely for exam purposes and not for, understanding yourself better, okay, what's your potential, what's your growth, then mugging is actually quite an attractive option because it's the least amount of work,
Mm.
least amount of effort. It's just that it's concentrated on when you need it the most. I guess that's how people who mark things lah. Hey, exam is coming. I just whack lah for 2 weeks, no, and then I will sleep for the remaining 2 months, right? I guess that makes some sense, right? It really makes some sense, right? I
Mm.
hate it not because it doesn't work. That's not what I mean, right? That's not what I mean. Okay. And mugging tends to work very well for people who aim for more than pass, but not excellent results. Now, let me clarify this for you. People who mug tends to not get excellent results, but at least they are very likely to pass. At least, at least that shows the effectiveness of mugging. It's not that. Okay. But if you're aiming for some sort of excellent result across the subject, mugging is not the way at all. It doesn't work, not because I hate it. That's my experience. Okay.
Mm.
And that's my experience. There will always be exceptions. If you are that kind of exception, hey, I mark, I get A, then then for the sake of your result, mark low. I mean, that's up to you, right? I cannot stop that. Okay. Nor do I want to stop that. I just ask you, so if you can mark and get A, why do you have tuition in the first place? Why bother, Just mark lah, right? Mm. Now, do you have the capability of reaching A? Is that your question? Is that your question actually? Can you actually reach A? Is that your question?
I guess.
Hmm. It's not very hard for you. That's my answer. Given certain types of preparation, and I don't mean mugging. I don't teach my student to mug one. I hate mugging one, remember, right? Given a different type of preparation for you and the time we have right now, 3 months, reaching A shouldn't take too difficult, especially that you are G2. The reason why I say that is because if you go to G3, the hardest one, right?
Yeah.
You will, with same amount of preparation, the slightly more one, you will get 65%, I think. I think you're that kind of material. So it's like a B1, a B kind of student. If you are quite good at your preparation, and I don't mean mugging. So if you use that amount of preparation, the same amount of your slightly more or better or smarter preparation, right? Whatever that means in G2, you shouldn't be getting 65. You should be getting more than 65. 75 doesn't seem to be too far from your capability. But not your average normal way of preparing. Definitely not. I don't think that is the way to get good results anywhere. It's a good way to do the least amount of work for the most result. I feel that's what your normal way of doing things are good for. Like least amount of effort, maximum result. That is a praise, not I demand that as a praise. I think you know how to do that. Okay, but obvious reasons that won't give you more than 65. I think, even in G2. Just to clarify that you do not want to go to G3. I just want to clarify. Is that
Yeah, I'm not planning to go G3.
so? You want to say G2 no matter the result, right? Whether good or bad, even if it's very good, you want to stay in G2.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. And that's fine with me. That's fine, right? Personality-wise, it's suitable for you.
I mean, it's if I get an offer at the end of the school year, I
Mhm,
might.
mhm.
And then at Sec 3, if I think I'm struggling on G3 math, I can just drop back down to G2.
You can do that. You
Yeah.
can go up and down. And that's fine with me. You can think about it when the time comes. True. There is no need to make it a goal, a specific goal, right? Okay. We want to stay in G2, we focus on what G2 is. That's totally fine. Again, my opinion is your personality is more suitable for G2. Personality matters, right? Personality matters, right? I don't mean your inner talent and I don't mean your hard work. I really mean, I don't know how to explain personality. Personality. Right? Because in G3, teachers have different expectation. It may clash with your personality. I hope that makes some sense. There, have I answered your question?
Yeah.
So, for the last time, okay, we're going to start our end of year preparation now, if possible, if that is suitable to your goal. But what is your goal, really? What is it? Okay, I'm going to answer Ria first. Ria, are you stuck in the next question? So I was looking at it and I don't see any. Oh, you're there. You're on different question. I'm so sorry. Okay. The question that you're doing doesn't seem to be a rate of reaction at all. The thing you're looking at, Ria.
16.
Question 16. Yeah. I mean, it's a
Oh,
nice
15.
question, but it doesn't seem to be a rate of reaction
But
question.
that was from the rate of reaction chapter.
Okay, let me put it another way. Okay, you don't have any trouble with this question, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure about the wording for collision theory because
The first one, you mean? The first one, right? Okay.
Yeah, and the other question also.
Okay. So let me summarize first. Whatever question on collision, they will roughly sound like this. Okay, let me summarize that. So I'm not addressing this question first. Can I do that?
Mm.
So collision causes reaction, correct?
Yeah.
Only, however, certain collision, the collision has a certain quality to it. Some collisions do not produce reaction. Some collisions do. Usually, the more energetic collision are the one that causes reaction. That is part of your syllabus. Make sense so far?
Can you repeat?
Okay, one more time. Why at higher temperature, there are more reactions? Because, well, there are more collisions. More collisions, you know, quantity. Quantity goes up. Why? Because the thing moves faster, ma. Correct? If you move faster, you will collide more lah. Make sense? But the quality, not just the quantity, the quality of the collision also goes up because you're moving faster, you're colliding harder, so to speak. Now, since collision is not equal, if you collide head-on, there is a very high chance of a reaction. If you're colliding by, bumping to each other, just sliding past each other, that's a low quality collision. It doesn't cause much reaction. Am I making any sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a car and the other guy is on the car and you're just bumping on the side, no reaction. If you're heading each other head on, boom, okay, you get the reaction. Now, all reactions are not the same. So increasing the quantity will definitely increase reaction, or increasing the quality will also do that. Okay, that is in general energy and collision and reaction. Am I making any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this react with that to produce that. It's very easy, right? The reaction means certain bonds will break and therefore certain new bonds will form. As long as you mention all these points, you got it. You got it. Like, what happened to the quantity and quality of collision? And what is exactly reaction? Reaction is just when colliding, certain bonds will break and certain bonds will form. Certain old stuff will react and certain new stuff will form. That is just how you answer this kind of question.
So do I have to talk about bonds breaking in this? No, right?
I guess to be safe for 3 marks, lah. Make sense? Because your writing is very big in relation to the lines, ma. So you do have a lot of space in reality. You do. Okay, for 3 marks, I will add more lah. I'll add. What you're writing is already good. You're actually mentioning the increased quality. You just never mention the increased quantity, but usually that's more important in rate of reaction question. Oh, there are more reactions, so it's a faster reaction. But this question doesn't seem to want that, so I don't criticize the lack of that. Okay, just better mention the bond breaking, bond forming. Okay, because he did say that in sentence number 2, under the condition, this react with that. Okay, I guess you have to mention that. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, not rate of reaction.
Wait,
Okay.
can you also talk about catalyst? I don't know how much you need to know about it because there's not a lot of things in my notes.
Oh, I'll summarize to you. Can you just put that in? The one I said just now for collision, right? Okay. What affects the quality and quantity of collision, and talk about the bond breaking and bond forming. We write it down in your note first, and then I'll talk about the catalyst one. Tell me when you're done. Okay. Okay, Jason. What do you want? What do you-
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. I forgot to mention one important thing. Sorry. Let me go back.
oh, yep.
Let's say you don't have any tuition.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any tuition. You can probably get 60% by yourself. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Normal effort, normal, how to say it? Your style, your style. Okay, normal effort, normal preparation, unless nothing weird happen, like you're getting sick or suddenly you're very busy, you cannot prepare. You'll probably get 60% in all of
Mm.
it. That's my guess. So basically, I'm saying currently, tuition only helps you increase from 60 to 65. I feel, that's what I feel. If you're doing your normal style things, that's what I feel. If you feel differently, you tell me. Because I'm guessing that's what you feel also. Tuition doesn't matter too much right now. And I will agree with you. Right. So, what do you want?
Passing with
Saying passing. Stop saying passing.
okay.
65 is no longer a pass. It's already it's an okay result, it's not pass.
Okay.
It's good. Good one.
65%.
So it's 65%, right? 65%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Uh staying in G2.
sure, makes sense.
I don't know. That's it probably.
All right. 65%, which automatically means stay in G2. I don't think it
Yeah,
costs any problem.
it should be.
Right. So 65% is what we're aiming for end of year.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing this is with a normal amount of work. Am I correct?
Yeah.
It's just nothing, nothing very serious lah. Nothing very not very serious. I mentioned nothing very out of the ordinary lah. Sorry. Right. Understood. Understood. Okay. So we could do questions right now, if you don't mind. No homework or anything right now, right? That worries you. Right. So if there's no homework and nothing that worries you, then perhaps, keeping it simple, I want you to look at the whole paper. Okay. I want you to look at the whole paper and just identify, is there any other weak subjects or weak topics, sorry, besides algebra? Okay, just to make sure, because if there is something else, it may hurt your chance of getting 65. If it's only algebra, probably wouldn't matter too much if you just do a normal preparation. Okay, so that's our first thing to do. Let's identify in the past, is there any other topic in case you forget? And then we can go to statistics immediately if you want to. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. You go to Google Drive, you just look at an Express. It's going to be an Express paper. I don't think I have an NA paper, but it's okay. The topic is about the same one. Okay.
Wait, sorry, could you help
Yes,
with
me.
page 12?
Can, but do you want me to answer the catalyst question first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what the syllabus want out of you regarding catalyst, right? Okay, that's how they will ask questions lah. So the most basic thing you already know, catalyst increases the rate of reaction while you're right, remaining the same at the end of reaction, right? Okay, but that one you know. That one you know already. Okay, most people get this one, but there is something else. Okay, can I confirm that you're okay with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Before I go to the next point, I just want to emphasize the catalyst actually reacts, but he emerges back at the end of the reaction. Do you notice? Some teachers seems to imply that the student should know. So it's like the catalyst actually gets into the reaction and then gets out of it again. They don't actually do nothing. That's not the right idea. The catalyst actually do something actively, but he just comes back to himself. Okay. I do not know whether your teacher wants you to understand this or not, but some question implies this. I don't want it to confuse you, that's all. Right? Because it is not in the syllabus. This is only in the year 5 syllabus. But sometimes it leaks through. Okay. Okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what else about catalyst? Maybe I can answer you then. Okay. Because industrial application, what does that mean? It's not your lab application. In lab, you almost never use catalyst. Correct or not? Because it doesn't matter, the reactions are mostly fast. Making it faster saves you 5 seconds for what? In the lab. That's the problem. Catalyst is mostly valuable in industrial applications, right? So let me show you why. In industrial applications, they really, really want things to go very fast. Okay, the faster, the better, so to speak. But there are three ways to increase speed. Okay, first catalyst. Secondly, come on, this is what you're learning.
Wait, what?
In industrial application, they really want things to go fast, right? Fast, as fast as possible, you know? So there are more than one way to increase speed. Catalyst is one. What is the second method? Uh-oh. Temperature? No. Temperature increases speed of
Oh,
reaction. Correct? Speed, right? Temperature, right? Okay. And then pressure for gases lah, or concentration for liquid stuff. Either one, lah. Either increase the concentration or increase the pressure for gas. There are three ways to increase reaction speed. If you want to write that down, you write it down right now. I'm pretty sure that's important, right? If this sounds new. You want to write that down? I'll tell you what this has to do with catalyst, okay? My last point I will explain after all this. Okay, Jason, just to confirm, are you looking at the one of the paper?
yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that bothers you except for algebra?
I guess the graphs, but we haven't even covered that in school, so
Okay, what do you mean by graph? The lines, lines?
yeah, there's a vertical line, x-axis, y-axis. Yeah, that's that
Coordinate
one.
kind of thing, coordinates kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
and it's like uh at the cross section of the two, like y and x, it's 0, and then for the y-axis you go down, it's -1, -2. If you go up, it's just 1, 2, 3,
All those
4.
things seems new, right? What
Yeah,
I can tell is that your G2 at Sec 1 doesn't seem to teach that one. That's why I get it. Seems to be. So don't let that
maybe.
bother you.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think your class does that, I think. So that one you don't need to worry about. Okay, go ahead and just make sure whether there's anything else. Okay, Ria, temperature, pressure of gases, or concentration for aqueous stuff, yeah, and then catalyst increase your reaction. So now the point of the catalyst is this. In industrial application, catalyst is economical. The reason is because it increases the reaction without having to increase temperature too much or pressure too much. Increasing temperature and pressure is expensive in industrial application. Things just have to go bigger and stronger if you increase the temperature and the pressure. Am I making any sense?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. This is precisely what they want you to understand in question 3. It's a cheaper way to increase the speed. Because you have catalyst, you don't have to push the temperature or pressure too high. Just, I have a lot of ways to increase it. I'm going to use all of them. Great, economical. Great, happy. Okay.
Okay. Wait, could you also explain like the graph? I think I need help with that.
You're talking about page 14, isn't it?
Yeah.
That graph is exactly what I'm waiting for. I'm very confused. How come you never asked this kind of graph? Okay, now I'm seeing it. Okay, you tell me, what is it? Oh, Nathan, are you done looking at stuff?
Yeah.
Can I confirm regarding one thing about angle first? Angle is a major thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either your class have covered it or will soon cover it, angle, okay? Can
Mm-hmm.
you take the angle question from the express and just show yourself that you can do it? Will that be okay? I want to make sure whether there's a problem or not right now.
Sure.
Okay, so this has to make sure that there is no surprises, right? Please put it in the Jamboard and I will follow you. Right? Okay, yes, Ria. Now, what is your question for the graph? Those are good graphs.
Um.
If you do not know, I'll explain everything, right?
Like,
You
like
know,
I understand the graphs, but like the question on page 13, like I don't know how to draw them
sorry, question 2 or question 3? Sorry.
in
Okay,
page 13.
13, sorry, 13, 13. You're talking about part C, is it? Part C, is it?
Yeah, like B,
Um,
C, and D.
right, okay, right. So I'll explain a graph. The graph is very simple one. The graph is the endpoint, right? The endpoint is higher or the same. So I'll put it as endpoint. You worry about the endpoint. Okay. You worry about the starting rate. I'll just put it how you start. How you start. Okay. How you start. And then you put where it hits the limit. Okay. When I say it hits the limit, it hits it faster or slower. When?
Faster.
So you only worry about three things only. Three things. If you get these three things correct, then your graph must be correct. Most graphs start in the same place here, so you don't worry about that. So you're saying that the starting rate is faster, correct? First thing first, you must have a reason why, and then it hits the limit faster also. You must have a reason why, and then it also ends higher than experiment one. All these three things must have a good reason why. Do you have good reasons?
They used more nitric acid.
More nitric, first of all, the start, the start is faster when you have higher concentration. Keeping it simple, either higher pressure or higher concentration. Do you have higher pressure or higher concentration?
No.
Let me check that. The reaction with it. Okay, look, actually, the concentration becomes lower, Actually, no. The water is added to the nitric acid. That means it's diluting it. Let me think for a while. What is going on here? Yeah. Correct, right? Basically, the sentence is saying the concentration gets lower. Correct or not?
But that's part C. I thought we were on part B.
I'm so sorry. I thought we're doing part C. Okay.
But I don't know if
You're
part
talking
B
about
is
B
right.
first. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're talking about part B, Bangkok. You're talking about part Bangkok first. Bangkok, right? Bangkok.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll talk. Sorry. Okay, so Bangkok first. Okay, great. Bangkok. Now, Bangkok, the concentration is the same, which is fine. Okay, great. Now, if the concentration is the same, why would you start be faster? I mean, you just learned rate of reaction is affected by temperature, no changes, catalyst, no changes, and concentration or pressure for gas. For liquid concentration, there's no change in concentration. Okay?
So when
Your start must be the same. Same rate.
so it will follow like this.
Yeah. Don't know until where lah. Don't know until where. But let's talk about the start. The start must be the same. Clear, yeah? Clear. Same speed. Okay, now.
So when the volume of acid used is the same, the start is the same.
No, I never say volume. I say the concentration. You're confused right now. You're confused right now. The
So the
concentration
start
is
is
the
like
same.
this because the concentration is the same.
Yeah. The concentration only. I know there's more nitric acid. I know. But more of the same concentration. Understand? There is a lot more nitric acid, but it is still the same concentration of nitric acid. So the more affects the endpoint. The endpoint should be twice higher, which it is not twice higher now. I'm very confused. Okay. It should be twice higher than it should be because there is more nitric acid to react. Speed-wise, though, still the same. There you go. Okay. If it is roughly twice, then where it hits is just natural. See, where it hits is just natural. That's why you talk about 1, 2, and then 3. That's how you think about a graph. Okay. The start first, the end, and then where it hits the limit is usually natural. I hope the graph makes sense. The first 30 centimeter cube reacts normally. Hey, there's still another 30 centimeter cube, so it continues to react, but not with a different speed. Not at all.
So the amount of acid only affects the like end point.
It will affect the end, but only, I don't know, but it will affect the end. Okay? Because it is possible for them to give you bigger volume, less concentration.
Yeah, but when the only change variable is the amount of acid, it only affects the endpoint.
Yeah. The starting speed should be the same because there is no reason to change it.
So for part C, because the concentration is lower, the starting is
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah, the starting is lower, and then you
But then
immediately
it
think
ends
about
up,
the end. Where does it end? It ends up the same because the mole of the acid stays the same, correct? The mole of the acid, and you're right. And then where it naturally hits the limit is just natural. This is what I want to talk about with you. Good. Do a E4 for me, please. All right. So Jason, oh, you have it already. That is not the angle question, but I'm happy that you're practicing this. I'm very happy. Let me confirm that your teacher haven't covered this much, correct?
Yeah, angles pretty much covered.
Yeah, I want you
Yeah.
to do one angle after this, like the most complicated question possible. Right?
Okay.
You say you're good at it, so just want to make sure.
for part D, since the particle size is smaller, what part of the graph does it affect? The
Oh,
starting, right?
particle size is small. Okay, this is out of the syllabus. So wow.
But it's also in my notes about
Oh,
particle size.
powder. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's another way to increase the speed, right? To increase the surface area, lah. What am I talking about, right? To increase the surface area. Make sense? When you grind it down smaller, you increase the surface area. Again, tell me whether this makes sense or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's powdered, increase the surface area, it will increase the reaction, the rate of reaction. You already know how it affects the graph. You already know. It increase the rate. So, um, but Jason, you lost one mark in part A. Okay. You're making the same mistake throughout part A, even though your math logic is all correct. But you're making, oh yeah, you're definitely losing at least one mark. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And this conversion is wrong. Okay, so I know your weakness is in the unit lah. Your weakness is in the unit. So all the
Yeah.
mistakes that you're making are unit. Let's focus on that so that you get your full marks. Because if you hate algebra, let me give you a trick here. If you hate algebra, especially the pure algebra, you don't have to be good at it to get 75%. No need to mention 65%. As long as your other topics are good. Okay, but you cannot get 75 if your algebra is not good and your other topics are also not good. Not
Mm-hmm.
perfect, not perfect. So you have an option. You can, don't worry too much algebra if your unit is correct, which currently it is not. So far, so good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a square. Can you? Now, the issue is changing from centimeter cube to meter cube. That's the issue. It is no longer divided by 100. This is the problem.
Uh-huh.
Keeping it very simple. It is divided, true, that's great. It is 100, but square. Very simple, because it's centimeter square to meter square. I won't explain more than this. If you can accept this, no need more explanation. One. If you want more explanation, of course, I will give you.
Yeah, I think I get it.
Okay, so dividing by 100 square, if you remember to do it, will solve all your problem.
Mm.
All right. Now, here is another problem. This is starting off as meter, and for some reason, you put it as centimeter. I am
Oh.
extremely confused right now. So right now, you're losing 2 marks here, even though the math all checks out. I'm very, very confused why you do this. Your reading seems to be a problem also. Now, you cannot get 65 like this. You cannot. You got to fix this kind of small mistakes. It's costing you too much.
Mm.
Okay, this is so bad because can you tell your innate math is good? but you're making mistakes on other areas. That's what's stopping you. This is why I say your inner math is not bad, but you do make weird mistakes. You do. You do. Please fix it.
Okay.
Wait, can you see
Yes.
if it's right?
Oh, you want the sentences. Okay, sorry. What I want to see the graph. Yeah, I want to see the graph. Why is your graph the exact same thing as experiment one?
No, but
Why?
it's not.
It's not really. Oh, it's not. It's not. Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh my goodness. Okay. The problem is where you hit the limit. Sorry, that's the problem. The problem. Sorry. It's not. Sorry. My apologies, but you do have a problem a little bit. A little bit. Okay. The problem is where you hit the limit. You hit the limit in the same way, which doesn't make sense. You're ending at the same place. Makes sense. The end makes sense. The start makes sense. Then your hit the limit is the mistake now. Because if you are going faster, you will hit the limit faster. Also what? Correct or not? But you seem to be implying that you'll be hitting this. No. Adjust it this way. There. Nah, like that. Now, see? Now I'm hitting the limit there. Make sense? This has to make sense. This has to make sense. Make sense or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the only mistake. Okay, good. There will be particular on this, huh? They will be. Now the ideas. Okay, good. So now you don't have to convert anything.
Wait,
Stop, Jason. Don't stop. Yes, Ria.
can you
Yeah.
help with the one on slide 11?
No. Let me check the English first. No.
Okay. I don't think that's enough for 4 marks though.
The 4 marks include the graph. The graphing includes.
Oh,
Did that make sense? So let me see. The graph is at least one. I don't know whether it's 1 mark or 2 mark. I'll just use 1 mark from just like the same as the one before. So 1 mark. And then maybe this is 3 marks. Maybe I'll use it that way. Okay. I hope that makes some sense. Okay, look, I already teach you that a graph is about the start, which is the rate, right? The end, which is, where it, how much reaction will have happened, and then where it hit the limit. 1, 2, 3. You're explaining one perfectly. I believe that's the majority of the 3 marks. But a graph is 1, 2, 3, the end, and where it hit the limit. I think if you want more marks, just explain the end and then explain where it hits the limit.
so it hits.
End first.
How do you?
End first. End first. The end point first. Why is the end point the same as experiment one? Okay, let me see your wording for the end point. That's still more important than when it hits the limit. Okay, looks good to me, Jason. Looks good to me. Part B is quite a normal thing in G2 even, so I feel that you're handling well. Okay. Now, regarding the conversion from centimeter square to meter square, you remember that I think you'll be needing it from time to time. Okay. All right, Jason.
Yep.
Okay. Now angles, please. A reasonably complicated angle question. You want to practice your reasoning, I'm okay, but I don't ask for your reasoning right now. I just want to see good work, okay? Yes, Ria, are you okay? The endpoint. Okay, you don't say the endpoint. Endpoint is just our phrasing. You say the volume, the final volume, something like that. The final volume of CO2, right? The final volume of CO2 is the same as E1. Okay, that's a good way of writing it, right? Since this not the mole, not the volume, the mole of nitric acid is the same. You gotta make sure you get this, man.
But is it also not the
If you
volume?
say volume, then you have to say the volume and the concentration of nitric acid. Do you want to say that? You have to say both.
Okay.
You want to say volume and concentration, it only costs you 1 second. I don't mind, but you cannot just say volume. Okay, but saying volume and concentration means the same thing as saying mole, right? Okay, so where it hit the limit is when the reaction finish. So that's the phrase you use. The reaction finish faster than E1.
Okay.
That's the rate is faster. That's all. That will definitely give you 4 marks. Definitely already. There is nothing else but the starting rate, the final result, and when it finishes. There is no
So
other.
when do we talk about activation energy and when do we not talk about it?
Activation energy is only altered by catalyst. So I guess when there is an alteration or when there's a catalyst, you talk about it. But that's obvious, everybody knows. So far, so good. Okay. Other than that, do you need to talk about activation energy only when you discuss about the quality of collision, which doesn't seem to be in your syllabus? I was telling you that to make things more clear. The quality of the collision matters. Sometimes colliding doesn't activate, sometimes colliding activates. But you guys don't seem to want to talk about it, and yet sometimes it leaks through. So sometimes I just explain it to my student. Hopefully it is not a burden. Okay, so yeah, only when catalyst basically. Okay, only
Can
when
you
they
help with the previous page?
you don't want to talk about part E? Just check it.
Um, I mean, the
I'm okay.
teacher's
You can.
gonna
I'm okay.
go through it, so
So page 12, is it?
yeah.
What's your problem with page 12? It looks very
No,
normal.
I don't know how to do part D.
Oh, okay. Part enthalpy lah. Okay, all right. Okay, let me confirm one thing. Yeah. This phrasing standard enthalpy change of combustion, which seems to be fancier than enthalpy, right? Right. Seems fancier. For 1 mark some more, right? This is usually outside the syllabus. This is like year 5 thingy. So I kind of dislike it when they put this in exam question. Let me confirm one more thing. You have never met a fancy enthalpy like this before. Is that correct, Maria?
No, we have.
Your teacher teach you standard enthalpy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, no. No way. There's no way. Okay. I'm going to explain this. It's not difficult to understand, but I think it's a burden. I think it's a burden. Yeah. So I'll just explain it. Okay. This is the last question for today. So, this is a burden. Okay. So, the standard enthalpy change of combustion should always start from a proper reaction. 2, and then it'll become CO2 plus H2O, right? Okay, so this will be gas, this will be gas, this will be gas, and this will be liquid. Okay, this will be liquid. Now, in a normal reaction, this all things stays the same, but naturally, the water is not liquid, the water is gas. Do you understand what I'm saying? In a natural reaction, this must be gas. I mean, it's very hot, ma. Combustion is very hot. The water that you produce is steam firstly. Make sense or not? It's hot.
Mhm.
But in a standard enthalpy, blah, 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 fancy enthalpy, there's a rule. The rule is all the substances must be in their natural RTP form, not the natural form after the reaction. Again, one more time. The natural form after reaction is steam lah, hot ma. But the standard enthalpy requires you to have everything as if it is RTP. Okay, so which is a difference between gas and liquid. Now, before I continue further, because this is why they give you this thing lah. Have you ever heard this explanation before? It's a very weird thing.
Enthalpy.
No, not the enthalpy change. The fact that I am obsessing about gas and liquid. Have you ever heard your teacher obsessing about the gas or the liquid part of things? because it's somehow important?
Not really.
Let's not talk about it. Seriously, man, it's only for 1 mark. It's not worth it. This is too much detail, which is useless detail up to this point. It's probably useful in year 5, more useful. Can we do that? It's only 1 mark here. You just trust me for
Yeah.
this is not good for your Tuesday exam. Not worry about it. I don't like this question also. It's not good.
So how do you do part D?
You don't. You just don't. I'll explain on Sunday if you really want to, okay? But I
But
strongly suggest that you avoid this question if it appears in exam. But I think it might not appear. I hope it doesn't.
but that's part of the practice paper that the teacher gave.
Nonsense. Okay, anyway, I'll promise to explain this in Sunday, just to get you a bit. I'm halfway through it. Okay. I don't like this question at all. Don't like it. Sunday, okay, Rian? Okay, Sunday. Can?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you on 4:30. Okay. Let's finalize your note. Please make sure you're already putting in everything before the tuition. Okay. Bye-bye. Jason, are you stuck? Just checking.
Not much. It's just that it's quite messy.
No problem. Still, I
Yeah.
feel the way you're doing it is quite okay. I feel that the way you work out the angles are good so far. So I'm happy. For now, I'm happy. Okay, I don't think you're done yet, right? I think you're at,
Yeah.
is it? Let's see. Yeah. Let's just check everything. Hmm. You do silly things, right? Your concept is strong. Your concept is strong, and yet you do silly mistakes. I wonder why is this? What's going on? This is still part of you, Jason. Your concept is strong. Your mistakes are weird.
What?
That's your calculator. 180 minus 44. Come on, man. It's like you use 200 minus 44.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I mean, what's the mistake?
Wrong calculations.
You mean in your mind or in the calculator?
My mind.
Hmm. Correct, right? Your concept is strong. Your mistakes are silly. That's why
Mm-hmm.
your mistakes are silly, because your concepts are strong, man. Strong. You're quite clear-headed when you're supposed to think about things. This kind of mistake. So I haven't seen RBD though. So where is RBD? RBD is supposed to be
RBD is supposed to be one, the third triangle.
I'm very confused how you did 1, 2, 4. Let me think carefully. Why is this one? Okay, first thing first. First thing first. Now this is I'm not sure whether it's a silly mistake or a reading mistake. You also consistently have a reading problem. Again, your concept is strong, but the reading kind of messes you up. RBD is this one. Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah.
You seem to be thinking of something else. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I'm correct or not. Uh, so what is RBD? 68, is it? What is RBD? Currently,
Um,
currently you got PQR. So I like your PQR. Your PQR is done. QRP, also done. See, you did C and D, which I'm very happy.
Hmm.
So what's RBD and BRQ?
I'm trying to find BRQ first.
So what's
Because,
RBD? RBD not yet. Let me check.
yeah,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
and I, yeah, I wrote something wrong. Supposed to be
Yeah, that's a 90. I agree, definitely.
two.
So 124 is because of,
Interior angle.
but whatever. I agree. That's 124. I agree. This one's I agree. Okay. I don't know why you find it, but at least I totally agree with it, which is fine. Which is fine. So RBD and BRQ.
Mm,
Okay. If it is it is true that in this question, if it is too messy, it influences our ability to see it because it's a very visual topic, man.
yeah.
And yet you are a person who are strong visually. Hmm. Now I'll leave it to you first. But you gotta answer RBRD and RBD and BRQ before today ends. Gotta do it. Okay. All right. Abigail, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool, Abigail. So, updates and what we do today. Updates?
I think I'm having my AMF test in 2 weeks, so I want to practice that today.
True.
Like the
The topic?
topics,
Yes.
the topics tested are polynomials, binomial, and like logarithms.
Polynomials, yeah. I don't know about polynomials. Okay, understand. Polynomials, binomials, and logarithm. Let me confirm a
Yeah.
few things. Your A math is still progressing. It's progressing beyond logarithm, correct or not?
Yes.
Which is, what is it right now?
Actually, I think I'm still at logarithms, but like towards the end.
Okay. Pretty slow,
Yeah,
very pretty
I
slow.
haven't had a AMF lesson yet.
Tell me why. Tell me what's going on.
It's just like that.
Like the teacher is not in, or do you have other stuff? It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. Wait, is it? I'm sorry. This is 2 weeks or 1 week of. This is 2 weeks of school already, right?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks of school, there is still no AMAT. Really,
I mean, I had like one or two, but like haven't reached coordinate geometry yet.
which is not bad lah. That's not a bad thing, I suppose lah. Because if you have to study something else in addition to these three things, it will be quite tough lah. Don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Okay. All right. Does your teacher give you the practice questions?
No.
Then you're stuck with my Google Drive, which is not a bad thing, but you have to collect the question first. So the
Okay.
first thing you do today is to spot the question. Spotting the question is a very important thing. Let's see
Okay.
whether you can spot logarithm, polynomial, and binomial. All right. See.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you kind of managed to work it out, Jason. I think you kind of managed to work it out, even though it's very messy, but I think you're currently correct. So you have your RBD finally, right? You have your
Yeah.
RBD. Then your BRQ.
Yep.
Or BRQ should be very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, Abigail, just to confirm, are you in the Google Drive?
Yeah, I'm finding questions right now.
Good, good. Mm. Yeah, Abigail, that's polynomial. Yep, yep. Mm. Jason, are you stuck with BRQ? Sorry.
Oh, no.
Right. I feel you're very close. Oh, you got wait, what? BRQ is 44. Why would BRQ be 40?
Uh,
What?
yeah, BRQ is
Not 40.
not 44.
Why would BRQ be 44? No, I don't think it's 44. Yeah. Confirm. Confirm it's not 40.
Okay.
I cannot see the Y. 136. 136 is.
180 minus 136.
Sorry, who is 136 again?
PQR.
136 is the PQR. Okay. How does PQR help you with BRQ?
Interior angles. That's my reasoning, I guess.
No, it's
Then,
very
but
weird.
then I also wasn't so sure because um BRD is 90.
BRD is not 90. Come on, BRD, you mean? How can BRD
Yeah,
be?
yeah, my bad. PR, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's messy. That one is clear, lah, but no, no, no. I can tell you that BRQ is not that. So try again. There's at this point, sorry, at this point, Jason, it's very crowded, right? But
Yeah.
here's the good thing about being crowded. It means that you found most of the angles already.
Oh, okay, yeah,
In
okay.
this situation, even though it is visually crowded and it's a bit annoying, but you must have a mental strength to say, like, but it's gonna be easy because I have so many options right now. For example, you can look at BRQ. Oh,
Yeah, is it not 44?
oh, it is 44. I'm sorry, I'm the one that is looking at the wrong thing. No, no, never mind. You're correct. You're correct. It is 44. I agree with you. Good. Good. Okay. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have no idea why you do the silly mistake, but you do that. You do that. I still have no idea. I still have no idea. But I'm very clear that your concept is rather strong here. Very clear.
Yeah.
Right. So let's continue our preparation next week. We'll have more, if we have clearer approach. Today I'm
Yeah.
just asking you what's your goal, what makes you happy, and to confirm certain things are good. Right. Okay. I'll see you next week, Jason. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Abigail, just to confirm that you are starting already. Oh, you're doing. Okay. I don't see any binomial. So Abigail, if I'm not mistaken, you're taking this from 3 papers, lah. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to actually focus on polynomial? That's it. Is that what you want today?
Oh, I can't really find any other questions.
Oh, that's very weird. Okay. Okay. Spotting the question is important. So now share your screen. Let me help you see it. Right. Go to the paper, the same paper, not a new one, and then share your screen. Let's do it together. Okay, you got something. Oh yeah, you got binomial. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you're getting more and more. Hmm. Yeah, binomial and logarithm questions are usually easier to spot now. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so at least one is good. Is your partial fraction okay? Abigail?
No.
Um, hmm. Let's start talking about it. I don't think I have teach you partial fraction before, right? Okay. The first thing you do is to think about whether you need long division or not. Do I need long division? Now, here in this question, the answer is no. That's okay. That's good. Okay. Why? Because the power on top, the power is 1. The bottom one, the power is basically 3. Would that be okay?
Okay.
This is called a proper fraction. The fraction is proper. The power on top is lower than the power in the bottom.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
if this is not true, we have to long division first to make it proper, and they will give you more marks, right? So, okay. So long division, no need. Great. Okay. Sounds useless, but wait until you need it lah. So maybe in the next question we'll need it for them. So second step is to do the partial fraction, and the way to do the partial fraction is very simple. The original. Go ahead, right? Right. Okay. Now, the second step after long division is to simply set it up. Okay. This setup is to be done correctly. Once it's done not correctly, everything else falls into pieces. Okay. So that's the bad news. The bad news is long division is extremely important. If you do not do it when you have to do it, all the marks are gone basically. Okay. The worst thing about that is not that the marks are gone, but your effort is wasted. It's very likely that most people will put some effort in a partial fraction. In exam, the effort is wasted. So long division, no need. Okay, good. The second one is the setup. The setup is also, you also need to do it properly. If you don't do it properly, the effort again goes to waste. Very bad. I think most people have no problem after the setup. I think lah. I think. So I am guessing you have problem with the setup.
Yes.
Okay. Look at the denominator. Do you know that the denominator is what we focus on for the setup? At least the denominator first. You know that?
Yeah, no.
No. So now you know. So now for the denominator, the purpose of partial fraction is to split a complicated fraction into simpler fractions. Why would you want to do that? That's an issue for Sec 4. In Sec 4, there is a topic, a new one, which requires partial fraction to do properly. So as of right now, partial fraction seems to serve no purpose. Seems to serve no purpose at all. I guess you gotta follow me for now, right? So watching the denominator, the whole point of partial fraction is to split this complicated denominator into simpler denominators. In this case, I have decided that it will be three fractions. One with the denominator of x, one with the denominator of x minus 2, and one with the denominator of x minus 2 squared. If you understand this part, nothing much else is needed. If you don't understand this part, this is what we need to talk about. What's your confusion?
Why is one of the x minus 2 squared?
And one of them is okay.
Yeah.
So most people will consider this to be okay, lah, right? The x, okay, that's easy, right? That's the easy part. Lah. And don't forget to put a on top. Don't forget. Okay, so it's done, yeah? A over x is okay. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. So keeping it simple, it would have been much easier if I could just write either one, right? Okay, or more important, more like this. Maybe it will make more sense if I just do that. Am I correct? It will make much more sense. One more time, Abigail. Yeah? The partial fraction is about splitting the denominator. That's, I guess, how to make it simpler, right? You split the denominator because you notice one thing. I'm going to do the reverse, okay? X plus 3 plus 2x minus 3. I'm sorry, not x minus 3, maybe x plus 1. So here is a question which is not partial fraction. This is a very simple question from secondary one, okay? From second. Now, tell me, if you see this, what do you do with it?
Multiply.
Yeah. Let me see that. Yeah. Okay, totally great. Now, what you're doing is to combine them into one fraction, correct?
Yes.
Do you notice that the denominator becomes more complicated?
Yeah.
The numerator also, yes, but we're mainly focusing on the denominator. So here's the result, right? We got to simplify the numerator, but basically that's it, correct?
Yes.
Partial fraction is a process of reversing this. So it's actually not complicated at all. We're just reversing this process. Why would
Okay.
you want to reverse this process when we already worked so hard to do it? Because turns out this is what we need for the secondary 4 topic. Other than that, it's a little bit useless to reverse the process. That's why I say partial fraction seems to be useless right now. Okay, it's very troublesome and useless. Later on, it will appear more useful. So look at the reverse process. This times this is split to 2, right? Split to 2. Using that simple logic, wouldn't it be much more sensible if we just have the first guy and the last guy? Isn't that the appropriate split? Correct or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I say this? Can I say this? This guy is okay. This guy is the confusing one. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to put C here. Would that be okay? I can put C, D, B, whatever. But I'm just going to complete it. This is okay and this is okay. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to put B here just to be confused. So now we have two options. I can try to explain why this is necessary. So why? I can. In my experience, the explanation doesn't work. I'm so sorry to tell you. I'm so sorry. But I can try to explain, or you can see this as the weird guy that happens just because this is square. This weird guy is necessary, but you just take our word for it. If this guy is not present, the answer will actually be wrong. Actually,
Okay.
this guy is necessary just because this is square, and then that's it, finish. This is normal, this is normal, this is weird. Add the weird guy. That's another way of approaching this. Will this be okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to make an emphasis here. If this is cube, right? Let's say that's cube. So I'm going to put cube here, correct? That's the okay part. That's the simple one to understand. Make sense?
Yes.
How many weird things do I need?
2.
Very good. Power 1 and power 2. Simple, right? Okay. I need to just add on the weird stuff whenever I see this. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there you go. The setup is done. I want to erase it and then you do your setup yourself. Can?
Can.
So set it up, please. Okay, the setup is fine, Abigail. This is the appropriate setup. That's it. Okay. There are other types, but we don't worry about other types right now. This is it. Any question for the setup?
No.
Now, can you continue from here?
Oh, no.
All right. So now I'm gonna write down the original one, right? So here's your 7x minus 2 squared. 7x plus 2. Did you remember what I said? Partial fraction is reversing the process that you normally do. So 1/9. Partial fraction is this one. The other way is what you normally do. That's normal. Does it look normal at this in some sense? Like, oh yeah, normally if I have three fractions, I will combine them into one. I guess that's what I do last time. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay. Now here's the good news. You don't have to do partial fraction. You just do normal. One more time, huh? Once you set it up properly, you just do normal things. You don't have to do partial fraction. What do I mean by that? The normal thing to do is to times this with x minus 2 squared, correct? And to
Yes.
times this with x minus 2 squared. Let me confirm one thing. You don't time this by x minus 2 and x minus 2 squared. You don't do that. Correct or not?
Okay.
Because the goal is x minus 2 squared. So I only need to times x minus 2 squared. That's normal one. Normally what you would do. What do I do with the b one? What do I times this with? The normal stuff. What is it? Normally?
X.
Times x. I agree. Is that all?
And x minus 2.
Only. I agree with you. You seem to know your normal stuff well. Good. So the top one also, lah, right? What's
Yeah.
the normal thing to do at the last one?
X.
And I totally agree with you. Okay? As I promised, this is normal. I didn't teach you anything. You know how to do this. That's the proof that this is normal. What do you do after this? Do you know?
Expand it.
What do you mean by expand? I'm sorry. What do you mean by expand?
Like combine.
I just write down first. Just write down, okay. Because it's normal, you should know what you're supposed to do, right? Okay, try. So, Elliot, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you there for long already?
No, not that long.
Okay. Understand. Probably missed you. Uh, okay. Now, Elliot, well, how was the DSA?
I don't think it went that well.
Oh, okay, that's a bit of a surprise. Why did you say that?
Because the trials was so short, and then
Mm.
like I think the trials quite poorly planned. Then I
Oh,
didn't really expect it. Like they say, play match. At start we get to warm up, then straight to game. Then they split us into three teams. But then during the match, like the match is only 6 minutes.
okay.
Then I didn't know it's that short, and it's just
Ah,
going to be one game. So
ah,
then like halfway through the game, some guy asked to like sub in. Then no one wanted to sub in, so I just let the guy in. Let the guy in there and leave, right? Then end up after that game, that's like the only game played.
ah.
And then I never really get to show anything to the coach.
Right, precisely.
Yeah, then all my friends say why they all say I should have been more selfish to stay inside.
Wait. Sorry, why would a guy ask to sub in? Sorry, that's the part I don't understand.
I was, I was also quite confused because like we had our own team split, right? Then I think that guy was like, I don't know, he was in the toilet or something during that time. Then suddenly he came in, like, then the senior say someone is out.
I find
But
that
also
so.
I expected there to be like more games, not
Yeah,
just one 6 minute game.
correct. It's very weird. Right, it's very weird. No, I find that very weird. I'm following Abigail. I'm following Abigail. Hmm.
This is
It's troublesome, right? Abigail.
no.
Hmm. Okay. I see, Elliot. Hmm. Are you interested in the school?
I mean, it's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite a nice food.
May I know what school is this?
Eunoia.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I don't know why I've been hearing good stuff about Eunoia. Why is Eunoia so nice?
They had a tour before the TSA trials. Then it was crazy. Like we had a briefing first at the auditorium. Then the auditorium is like massive. The
Hmm.
seats, the seats is like those theater seats, like in Marina Bay like
Oh,
that.
fancy
Then
stuff. Okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
then after that, they told us the training dates. There was like 3 times a week, but then one of the days is a gym session, and
Yeah.
then it's like the gym workouts, right, is personalized for everyone based on a fitness test. Then they
Hmm.
personally make a workout routine for you. Then then after that, it's like the school's like 12 levels. And the library is super big also. It's like one of those NLB libraries.
Hmm.
Then they had what they have football field, and there's a track and field. There's a running tracks, and they had all those supporter stands. But the whole place is at level 5, and then it's elevated on, so nothing below it. It's like pillars and stuff.
Yeah, a very not common architecture. Very common.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. So basically, if a new thing is nice, lah, right?
yeah,
I mean, it is the newest JC lah, I suppose, right? It is.
yes.
I can understand that impression, right? I'm asking this because I do want to know. I do want to. Sorry. I gotta go to Abigail first. You know what to do? You set up your video first, yeah? Okay, we'll continue. Yeah? We'll continue. So, Abigail, let's say you do all this, okay? This is one way to do it. Do you know how to continue from here?
um no.
All right. Okay. So now, I'll show you how to continue from here, and then I'll show you another way. Yeah, sure. So all this is supposed to be equal to 7x plus 2 over x minus 2. Correct? Supposedly.
Yes.
So the bottom one is already the same, which is what we expect. If the bottom is not the same, something goes wrong. I hope I hope that makes sense. We were paying attention to the denominator at first, but now the denominator should need no attention anymore because it is supposed to be the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the numerator is our focus. I guess that makes sense. So we are
Yeah.
saying that the numerator is now the same as the numerator. Even though the denominator is also the same, we no longer care about that. We already try to set it up. The top one equals to the bottom one. This guy equals to that. So by that concept, we can find A, B, and C. Can? By that.
Can.
I'm going to make a comparison right now and see whether that makes sense to you. I am comparing immediately. This is called comparing coefficient. And I immediately notice for the x squared coefficient, A plus B must be equal to 0. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then for the coefficient of x, something something must be equal to 7, right? What is the something something? It must be minus 4a, minus 2b plus c must be equal to 7. Make sense?
Okay.
And then finally, somebody must be equal to 2. The no x one. So somebody must equal to 2. Who is equal to 2?
For a.
4a. Now, there is a reason why I write this down first because they are obviously easy ones. We should start with this lah. This one is first, right? And then this one will be second. And then this one will be third. Would that be okay?
Yes.
You are close to the answer. You finish this first, and then I will show you a faster way. All right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. But you have to finish this first because you're close already. Okay. Elliot, just to confirm your video. Oh, your video is there. Okay. Right. So update first, and then I want to talk about your DSA, right? So Elliot, what do you want to do today, you think?
I mean, there's something new in camp that I don't think we talk about.
Okay, all right. What is it?
Yeah, I only find it.
All right. That will be something important to talk about if it is really new, right? I want to talk about it. So Abigail, you're doing it on the next page. Okay. You got A, that's good. Then you got B, then you got C.
Like teacher, like soon we're going to do polymerization. Then they say also have depolymerization. I never heard of the polymerization.
Okay, all right. If there is something to show, show me. If not, I'll explain. Good, Abigail. That's not the easiest thing, right? Good. You have to choose the easier thing, right?
Yeah.
After A, which one is the easier one? Yes, that would be the easier one, right?
No, there's nothing really to show. It's just the notes.
Show me the notes. Show me the notes just to confirm what is depolymerization.
Okay. Mention the part.
Sorry, are you showing me anything?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, great, Abigail. Choosing the easier step is important. Now, finally, Okay, D polymerization. Okay, good. Now look at the first sentence. The first sentence is, let's change the polymer back to the monomer. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah.
Obviously, this can be done. You're just reversing the process of esterification. You are breaking the ester bond and then returning back to its natural state. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah.
This is not new at all. Why is that new? Because conceptually, when we do the questions in our Google Drive, right? We do that some, right? We do some of that. They like to do this. What do I mean? They like to show you the polymer and then they ask you to figure out the monomer. They never ask what the reaction is needed, but they just simply ask, okay, I'm going to give you this polymer. I'm going to ask you what the monomer is. Am I making any sense?
Oh, okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
That is exactly the concept here, even though there is also a real reaction to do that. I mean, okay lah, but the real reaction never matters. The one that matters is if they show you the polymer, can you figure out the monomer? And you can. I mean, you make some mistake last time, but you can generally. Correct? You did it. Therefore, just consider this as a very important thing that they will ask. Figuring out the monomer from the polymer, that's it. Finish. Okay?
Okay.
You can see. Now, Abigail, the most annoying part of this chapter, polynomial chapter in general, is your careless mistake. People do careless mistake all the time, I must agree. You are doing careless mistake at the last line, which is extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Don't erase your last line, but figure it out again. The one all your effort to go to waste. Do not erase the last line, but figure out the mistake. Elliot, any other concern for the...
Then, like, also got the Terilyn and nylon. Do I need to remember how it look like?
Just show me what you're saying. Is it in textbook?
Got like,
Yeah,
got
this is
this.
from the textbook. Fair enough. Now, do you need to memorize nylon and Terilyn? Surprisingly, yes and no. But what they want is for you to understand the amide linkage. You do have to understand the amide linkage. If amide linkage is super weird to you, you tell me that because I already teach you. Okay, so Abigail, I want you to put 8 here. Okay, you're saying that this is supposed to be 8, right?
Yeah.
Can you press in calculator? Is this plus 8 equals to 7? I doubt, right?
Yes. Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not. No, it is not. Now, this is very frustrating. Somehow, somewhere, your thinking is a little bit... It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Oh, by the way, this is minus, right? So just to confirm, this is minus, right? Minus or not? How come one have minus, one don't have? Oh, one down. No, one doesn't have. Sorry about it.
But my answer is correct. I put it in calculator
Let
and
me
I
check
get
one more time. Let
7.
me check one more time. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Wow. All right, Abigail, this is truly my mistake. Okay, I saw something wrong. Currently, I believe you're correct and I was wrong. Now, do you have the paper from the... do you still remember paper? We got to check the answer key just to make sure everything is okay.
What?
You took this from the paper, right? The paper has an answer key. Do you still remember which paper?
Let me go check.
Yeah. And then check the answer key, right? And then if everything is good, I think I have to show you the easier method. Elliot, are you okay? Sorry, suddenly we're talking about amide and then...
Yeah.
Are you okay with the amide linkage? That is what they want. They don't want you to specifically remember what is nylon. That's not important. The amide linkage is the important.
Can go through that again.
Just show me the one.
The answer is correct.
Okay, good. Now, Abigail, I am supposed to show you the easier method. Okay. So, okay. Elliot, I have screenshotted it. Okay, I gotta explain this to you, but would you please do something else first? If you don't know what to do, well, time to pick up your TYS already. Do you have your TYS?
I think it's my school.
That's so bad. There's no TYS for A math and there's no TYS for chemistry.
I used to put the device in school unless when the teacher said do like the paper or
I
on
guess
the
it's
units, then I
I
do.
guess it's fair. I guess it's fair. Okay. So Elliot, I guess we gotta go back to the integration questions first, remember? There's still some left. Okay. I'm gonna explain MAT linkage after I explain Abigail. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay, Abigail. Now, Abigail, the shortcut, so to speak, I'm showing you is taught by the teachers because they know um, the process after this one.
Where?
I draw a line in the previous question. The previous question after this one. So until here, this is okay. And according to the teachers, after this, the process can be too long. Then they teach you a shortcut. Okay? So the process that you did is in general good, but even the teacher noticed that it will be a lot of effort. And the worst part is careless mistake abounds. That's the most dangerous part. You put in too much effort and there's careless mistake, and then everything is lost. It's very difficult to observe a careless mistake inside. Okay. But this time you didn't do, which is great. You didn't do the careless mistake. Who knows next time? So I'm talking about the replacement method after that line. So far, so good.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to copy this. Elliot, just to confirm, you are looking at the integration question from Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the question 13.
Very good. Okay, so Abigail, immediately you can dispense with the denominator. So far, so good? Okay.
Yeah.
Do not expand. Can do not expand because expanding will lead you to the more the longer method lah, the longer method. Okay, the longer method works. It's very logical, but no. So the teacher introduced to you another method which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but it is shorter, plus and minus. Okay, the teacher say out of nowhere, sub in a random x. Okay, in this case, I immediately choose sub in x equals to 2. This looks random, but it is not. I chose 2 because I can choose anything I want. And I chose 2 because 2 is going to be very helpful to me. Okay, why 2? Because this is gone, gone, gone. All these are gone. That's why it's very helpful to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So therefore, 7 times 2 plus 2, because x equals to 2, out of nowhere, equals to c times 2. You're going to find the c for me, please. You immediately have the c. Oh, you're almost done. Yeah, that part is almost done, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Finish that. Yeah. Okay. And as you can tell, Abigail, it is faster. If I chose the nice X, it is faster. Do you remember your teacher showing this? Something like this?
No.
Don't worry. This is not a bonus question. This is not a special technique. Every teacher kind of teach you this in a sense that you should apply this in exam for obvious reasons. It's faster, it saves time, less careless mistake, all good stuff. But it can be a bit confusing, lah. So gotta settle that here. Clear so far? You clear so far? If you're not clear, you gotta ask me. You gotta ask me. Elliot, are you stuck? Sorry, are you stuck in question 13?
A bit. I don't know how to continue.
You're almost there, right? I did promise you you're almost there. The reason because I draw you this line already. This line, you seem to make sense. It seem to make sense to you. And the total distance traveled by the particle is this one. Back then, you almost you agree also, don't you think? You agree.
Yeah.
I think back then you even quote, oh, it should have been this and that. And I say it's correct. You already figured out how to do it because it's not very complicated. Would you please try? The red line is your key. Abigail, this x equals 2 method, is this okay?
I don't really get how you get here.
Right. I choose x equals to 2. Why? It is not random. I can choose anything. The reason is because when I put 2 here, this is 0 and this is 0. And this is intentional. I want to get rid of the a for now. If I put 2 here, b is also gone intentionally. I am left with c, which is really what I want. That is the reason why I choose 2. So far, so good. Now, this guy,
Oh,
I mean, we're just following here as 2, that's all. And the left, don't forget there is this guy. This is equal to that one. Remember, that's what you did also in the longer method. You need this guy, all right?
so this just disappears.
Because it's not that A is 0, but because this is 0, I purposely set it up. 0, gone. 0, gone. Because A times 0 is 0, gone.
Oh, okay.
But C is not gone, and that's what I want. Exactly what I want. Exactly. There.
Yeah.
So now, to find A and B, right? We're left with A and B. We already found C. If you can use the same technique to make certain things gone, that would be nice. That's the method. That is the method to make whatever we don't want to be gone for a while. That's the way we do it. Clear?
Yes.
Suggest another X, please. Anything you want. Elliot, you're still confused, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, tell me, I know it's very weird. What is this line? What is it?
The number.
Yeah, that the exact value of that line. You can use calculator, of course. Abigail, a suggestion, please.
3.
3 will not make anything gone, but it's okay to use 3 because you can use anything. I still want to force it. I want you to make B gone. What kind of X will make B gone? Okay, Abigail, totally new, eh? I'm gonna set X equals to 0. Can I do that? Yes, because anything I want. Anything I want. If I
Okay.
set X equal to 0, C is gone, right? C is gone. C times 0, gone. B times 0, gone. A is not gone. A is not gone. The left-hand side also not. Times minus 2, times minus 2. See, A is not gone. Make sense?
Yes.
Then find your A. Hey, Elliot, uh, you are stuck here, really?
No, 9. It's 9/2.
9 over 2. Yeah. Just put down 9 over 2 lah. Just put down 9 over 2, right? And I mean, don't you already have the answer?
Yeah.
What is the total distance?
83.
Something like that. Okay, yeah,
Two.
I understand. Something like that. And this is a general normal thing to do in this question. They kind of like to ask you that. Okay, normal. Okay, Ken? Part 3 is not difficult at all. Can you do it? Okay, A is half. Okay, got it, Abigail. Do you understand the advantage of this method? It is quite fast if you choose the right X.
Yes.
Now, so that you're not surprised, Abigail, it's not that every time we can nicely eliminate, when I want to find C, I eliminate A and B. When I want to find A, I eliminate B and C. It's not always that we can do that. Right now, you want B, and there is no way for you to just eliminate A and C. So any random X is fine. For example, any random X is fine. It's not that we have to be very smart about it every time. I just choose randomly X equals to 1. Why? Because 1 is easy. That is all my reason. I can choose 0.1. There will be no problem. But I choose 1 just to make my life easy. What happened to the left-hand side? 7 times 1 plus 2. What happened to the right-hand side? You know A already, right? A
Yes.
is half. So put in the A lah. That's your A. 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2. A very normal thing, right? Then put in your B. B you don't know. So it's 1 times 1 minus 2. And then put in your C. C is 8 ma? 8 times 1. And at this point, you should be able to find B with a little bit of effort. Am I making any sense?
Yes.
Go and find the B. Elliot, what's the minimum velocity? Oh my goodness, you're very stuck today.
I really don't get it.
Ah. Okay, let me get it straight. Yeah? You can get velocity from acceleration, which I like a lot, and then you go and get distance from velocity. We're using all this good stuff. Okay, I like it. What you're doing is like super, super good, super good. Yeah, what you're doing is super good. But when they ask you for minimum velocity, you do not know how to find it. Really? Okay, minimum something. So let's say you have y, not v, not a. If they ask you to find the minimum of y, what do you do as an A math student? The minimum point of y. What do you do? Wait, you're confused?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, wait.
wait, come on, man. Come on. Let's say if y equals to that, so the minimum point of y, what's the process? Come on. This is the easiest differentiation question.
Yeah, you differentiate.
Yeah. You find dy dx, right? And then what do you do to the dy dx?
And equals to 0, then
Correct. Because in the minimum point, the gradient is 0, but you have to do some test, right? Later on, test minimum or maximum, correct?
yeah.
Maximum. Okay, now, is there a difference here? They ask you for the minimum of V. Now, if you have V and they ask you for the minimum of V, would you do the same thing?
Yeah.
Here's your V. So you need dV over what? dV? Come on. You need dVd?
Wait, then I think I know already.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. Let me see for 2 months. Abigail, where are you doing it? Are you doing it somewhere, Abigail? I'm not following.
Um, I'm stuck.
Tell me why you're stuck. Elliot, are you writing somewhere? Sorry, Elliot, are you writing? Oh, yeah, you are. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it. That's it. That's it. Okay, what you're writing, Abigail, is correct. Tell me, why are you stuck? You're doing?
How do I like separate B.
Okay, now think about this carefully. Think about this carefully. I want you to think conceptually. How many unknowns do you see right now?
1.
Which is good, right? One unknown is usually not a difficult thing to find, correct?
Yes.
As long as you have one equation. So one unknown, to solve one unknown, you need one equation. Good job, Elliot, right? Do you have one equation?
No.
Yes, you have. What are you talking about?
Oh.
In front of you is the one equation. There is no more unknown. All of these are just numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. You get what I mean? They're just numbers. Numbers pose no problem to you. There's one unknown and one equation. You should be able to find B. Conceptually, you must know that. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're
Yes.
just numbers. So deal with the numbers. Numbers are not difficult to handle. You understand?
Yeah.
Deal with it. Okay, Elliot, we did pass through all, oh no, there's one more type. We did pass through most of the integration type. The only thing which is new is the area under the graph. Am I correct?
Yeah.
The question that we are doing here is relatively the medium one. So I'm glad you understand certain things on the medium level. There will be harder ones. Later we'll talk about it. Okay. We need to find that last one. We need to find that last integration question because that question also have a lot of marks. 4 plus 4 is the usual thing, 8 marks. Yes. However, that thing is not supposed to be a very hard one, even though it looks very hard. So again, another incentive to go and find. Elliot, could you please open a paper, a different paper, and screen share with me? We'll find it together. Would that be okay?
Wait,
Abigail?
tell me more about the
Yes.
11 question B.
Wait, 11 question B. Which one? Page 11.
No, page 10, but it's question 11B.
Oh, that is either the second or the third hardest one, second or the first hardest one, right? Go and open your paper first. We gotta deal with it. Let me help Abigail first, right? Oh, okay, Abigail, you're doing it. Yep, good. Okay. So Elliot, I'm gonna show you what you need to do for question 10. Good, Abigail, continue with the numbers. Okay. First thing first, Elliot, integration is such a difficult thing to do. If you see something complicated, it is very unlikely that we can do the integration. That's the basic concept of integration. Okay. All the integration that you did just now was basic stuff. Integrating this is basic, this is basic, this is basic, and I'm glad that you can do it. However, integration has no rule, meaning there is no product rule, there's no quotient rule, and there's no chain rule. You are left with almost nothing in integration. Whatever method you see in differentiation cannot be applied in integration. I hope that makes some sense.
Yeah.
Since there's no rule. So it makes things simple, right? Since there's no rule, this is impossible to integrate. And you should think about that. This is impossible to integrate. There must be another way to do it. What you're doing is fine, Abigail. Yeah? What you're doing is what you're supposed to do. Right? So how to deal with an impossible integration? There are two methods. Okay. The first method is here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to just change it. Change it to something possible. Change to possible. And because this is trigonometry, the positive side is that I have a lot of option for me. The negative side of things is that if you hate trigonometry, then you will like this question. Okay, whichever it is, we have to change this to something possible. Am I making any sense so far?
Yeah.
The second method is the question that I keep telling you, hey, you're missing on that question. There is a second method and you will see that very soon. Okay, so later. Okay, good, Abigail. Still waiting for 1 minus 2 equals to minus 1. You don't have to preserve that, right? Okay. So I have to use your trigonometry. Elliot, if you forget your trigonometry, then, you got to remember that. Okay, I'm changing this right now. 1 sine square. Would that be okay? So far, so good?
Yeah.
Is sine square easy or possible to integrate, Elliot?
I think it's possible to integrate.
No, because there is no chain rule. It's so weird. So no, it's not possible. Very good. Okay. I'm telling you that it is not possible to integrate sine square. Now, we cannot debate on this. We must settle this before you have the chance, before exam comes. Settling what? Settling whether integration of sine square is possible or not. I welcome you to try integrating sine square x. Okay, please give it a try. Okay, Abigail, the last part seems very long. Seems very long. It is supposed to be like this. So you have a something long at the end, but that should be about it. The shorter part in the front hopefully makes up for it. Plus the fact that it's shorter, careless mistake is less likely. This is the second method that the teacher kind of preferred to teach. What do you think about this method, Abigail?
Um, it's definitely faster.
Let's be clear, you do not have to use this. You can use the long one. There
Yeah.
are two methods, but you have to practice a little bit lah. Either one you have to practice. There is still also the matter of before you arrive at this point, you still have to do the normal stuff. Okay. Now, there is a disadvantage in all this. No matter what, the process is very long one. This partial fraction process is in general a long process for 4 marks. At least it's 4 marks, at least. But you seem to be the type who can deal with long working, so I wouldn't think that's a big problem for you.
Okay.
Now, do you want to try this second method? You should, right?
Sure.
You have another partial fraction in 6a. I want you to go there and try that immediately from the start until the end. Okay, Elliot. So again, what is the first step for integrating sine square x? Or do you have an idea?
Maybe can like I don't know.
Okay. Then to settle this, we gotta settle this. We cannot leave it hanging. I want it to be very clear whether we can or not for you. This is the most important lesson in integration. Can this be done or not? Can it be done or not? Most people, when it is wrong, kind of misidentify can or cannot. Okay. Now, Elliot, I just want you to take a step, a guess. Just guess something and do it like do the integration, and then we can go check it out. Can you do that? Even if you think it's very unlikely, just stab at it like so that we can settle this issue. This
Okay.
fine. Okay. Abigail, when you start the partial fraction, refer to all the steps, yeah? You know, this la, that la, that la, that la, and then let's do it. I want you to do all the steps by yourself. Of course. Forget something first, yeah? Yeah. Elliot, no guesses at all? At least some guesses?
Like, is there's a, I mean, can you simplify the sign first, then
You can
integrate
try.
that?
So you're proposing to change the sine square x. That's not a bad proposal. What will you change it to? That's the question. That's the question. Abigail, are you stuck?
Wait.
6A, come on.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Okay, what is your proposal, Elliot? How do we change it? Change it into, okay, right. You're choosing a very interesting thing, Elliot. Very interesting. Very interesting identities. Okay, good. Okay. A comment on your first step, Abigail. So thank God for one thing. We basically cover all the confusing variations. This one is confusing to some also. The confusion, however, is here. The denominator is correct. The numerator must be bx plus c. Because of the square, it demands it to be bx plus c. I don't know how else to answer it. If you find this to be weird, then remember it as something weird and do it. That's the best.
Okay.
That's the best thing I can say. If you don't do this, it will also be wrong. Again, I
Okay.
cannot explain it except by saying that it has to be done this way. Now, these two weird thing, right? The first question has that weird thing, right? The something appears. This one also something appears. This is the only two weird things. If you get this right, you can proceed. Make sense?
Mm.
Yeah. Other than this, the process after this is all the same one. I want you to be able to do it. Could you shift to the left a bit, Edith, because your work seems to be the right thing. So your teacher already told you to do all this. Is it correct?
Yeah, she gave like we. I think so.
Right. So now let me ask you, Elliot. Yeah. Your teacher tell you this, and I'm very happy that you have this in mind. Now, I just want to ask a very practical question. Why the heck would you prefer 1 minus cosine x over 2 from sine square x? I mean, it looks more complicated. Why would you prefer that?
Honestly, I also don't really know, but yes, I remember the one question, so I'm just following the same thing. But I
Okay,
also don't understand why.
okay. I'll tell you the why. Abigail, you're using the long method or the short one. Which one? Which one? The long method is fine, the short method is fine, but tell me which one. Long is to expand. Short starts here. Short is to choose random axis. Pick your method. You can do both if you want. Okay, Elliot, the answer is very simple. It's because that complicated looking thing can be integrated quite simply. That is the only reason why we make our life more complicated, because it actually can be integrated. Well, does it look integratable for you? Does it look like that?
I mean, I think I can try.
Please try. Please try. Because that is the only reason why we should do this. Okay, one. Okay, one. Immediately replace the x with one, please. Abigail. Don't lengthen the work. There's already a lot of work here. Oh, you made a mistake. This one should also times 2x minus 3. Correct or not?
Eh?
Correct or not? This one is important. Correct or not? Think about it first. If you're not sure, please tell me, Abigail. Don't rush through this, okay? Don't.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so the process is normal, right? Remember, at this point, you're still doing something that you know, right? Which is to say this is times 2x minus 3, and also in the top one times 2x minus 3. Everything is so far so good, correct?
Yes.
The one that is times 2x minus 3 at the top is everything, not just C. Correct?
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
uncertain about this, please tell me. You okay, yeah? You okay, yeah?
Mm.
Because it becomes more complicated, but the only reason why we do that is because it's correct, yeah? What else? Okay, okay, good. Okay. Elliot, don't forget that there's another half outside. So you got to put the half outside also. The original half is there. Then you have another half. But don't forget the original half. Am I making any
Maybe
sense?
just times so on.
Just half times half lah, becomes 1/4. Okay, but you got to write down the original half outside. Don't make it disappear. Okay. Yeah, there you go. And then you get 1/4 there. Something. Okay. And you can now ignore it totally. If you already start integrating, you shouldn't put the integration point.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Abigail, you choose x equals to 1. This is totally random. That's totally fine. But there is a weakness in what you're doing. What you're doing gives you 3 unknowns and 1 equation, correct?
Yeah.
It is very troublesome, but you cannot proceed. You have 3 unknown and 1 equation. You cannot do anything about this rather than just continue. And therefore, the process later on become very long. You lost the benefit. You lost the benefit of the short method. It might be if you choose the wrong x, the other method is shorter. It might be. So choosing one is not the best idea right now because nothing disappears. Am I making any sense? That's the only advantage you have to fight for. Now, how do you fight for the advantage? 0. Okay, if you put 0, will anything disappear?
Yes.
Okay, what disappears? Can I confirm?
B.
This whole chunk disappears, right? And you can even do that. It's bread, you can even do that. That's fine. To declare to yourself, hey, that disappears. Okay, good. But you notice that only B disappears, A and C is still there. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this is better than just now. This is 2 unknown, 1 equation. Still, nothing can be done besides looking at it from, correct? Nothing else.
Yeah.
Keep this one now. Let's not do the one. Now I will show you how to make a lot of things disappear. Right? Remember, x equals to, this is going to be very weird, plus 3/2. I guarantee you when you put this, B and C disappear. Let's see whether you can see it. Okay, Elliot, this is the integration. You have successfully gotten 3 marks at least. Why not 5 marks?
Okay.
What is missing? All these are fine. I like the way you integrate. It's so good. But this is only 3 marks. Why? Okay. Now, in general, Abigail, you need to see that this immediately is gone. So you don't waste time writing it. After a while, I do not want you to write down the things that are supposed to disappear. It's a waste of time. Don't do that. The question is, can you see that this immediately becomes 0 and therefore disappears? Can you see that? This one, same thing. This one also becomes 0. See it before you write it, if possible.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Now, the reason why I can successfully do that is because I think like that from the start. I think of how to make this 0. So in my mind, I was thinking how to make 2x minus 3 become 0. The answer is I must set the x equals to 3 over 2. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some people actually write this here. Some people actually see this as a working, and I think that is a good idea. Do you want to see this as part of the working?
Yeah.
So therefore, this is no longer a random shot. You no longer do random things. You do things with a very good. Okay, at this point, you get the answer already. Now you set this, and therefore the benefit is you don't even have to write this down because frankly speaking, it's very annoying. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So go and find your A. This is one unknown one equation. There's your benefit. Go back to this, find your C, and then later on find your B. Make sense?
Yeah.
That is the feeling of this method. Super. Now, Elliot, I want to test you on something else. Do you recognize that there's a special angle here?
Huh?
Do you recognize that you're dealing with special angle here? Yes or no? Okay. Abigail is a
Yeah.
very ugly A. Okay, then you must give them special results. Can you do that?
Mm.
Okay, Abigail. Oh, this is wrong. Eh? Abigail, you have a weird habit. I want you to change the habit. I want you to combine all this into one. Don't split it like that. That's wrong. You're supposed to combine the 9 over 4 with 1 because they're all numbers anyway. I hope that makes some sense.
Okay.
Okay. If not, you're prolonging the method, prolonging the steps. Not good also. So Elliot, again, are we dealing with special angles or not?
I don't know.
Pi over 6 is how many degree?
Oh,
30 degree, right? 2 times 30 is 60, which is
yeah.
still a special angle. So if it is a special angle, they kind of expect you to give special answers. And you give them the special answer. A lot of trigonometry here, lah, I must admit. Looks good, Abigail. Looks good. Okay. What are you going to do next? You have to be able to find the easier next step. I think buka belum sempat. Do you know what is the next step, Abigail? Hey, Abigail. Now look at the first thing that you did. You shot x equals to 0. You get something like a one equation, two unknown, correct?
Yes.
Now, is it a good idea to use this right now?
No.
It is. Why? Because situation has changed. Now you know A. The situation has changed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is now only C as an unknown. Oh, that's a good thing. You got to realize these things.
Yes.
Please continue maybe in the next page. Elliot. Okay, what is sine 60? You know, special angle. What's the answer that they kind of expect from you? Sine 60 is they kind of expect that nice kind of weird surd number. If you forget, just tell me, okay? I'll remind you.
Yeah, I think I'm over.
Okay, you write down on the side, sine 60, okay? Sine 60 degree is root 3 over 2. And they kind of expect you to write this, okay?
Oh,
Later on, sine minus 60, if you remember, is minus root 3 over 2. If you remember, I'll tell you first lah. This is trigonometry lah, no longer integration. That's why this question is so troublesome lah, because there's a lot of trigonometry.
okay.
If it is 0, Abigail, make a habit of not writing it, but yeah, just scratch it. Even scratching it is fine. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine in exam. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Elliot, cool. Something like that. Yeah, I think you are right. I think you're right. I think you're right. Almost at the final answer. That's great, Abigail. That's totally okay. Good. Hey, Elliot, why are you stopping? You're supposed to write this, yes, correct. Pi over 12 minus root 3 over 8. And then leave it there. Make sense or not? You're not supposed to press the calculator or find the decimal. No. Okay. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, Abigail, this is 0, but this is not 0. They don't disappear, right? It's not 0.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So, oh, you're still, okay, sorry about it. Yeah. Okay, continue. So, Elliot, this is like the final answer. It looks like this. Makes some sense.
A bit confusing.
Tell me what.
Uh, how the answer even become like this?
Okay, let's look at it first. You mean you have never seen this before?
I think I have.
Abigail, please have the habit of combining the number and don't split it. You keep making mistakes after it also. It's a very bad thing. Okay. Try combining 0 and minus 3 first. Elliot, if you mean that the result has a pi, right? For example, correct? The result has
Yeah.
a. That's not weird. It's because integration of 1 becomes x, and x has to accept the numbers that they give you. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just weird lah. It's not wrong. It's weird. Can you accept that?
Yeah. It is like a common question.
Oh, common. It is quite common when they give you an integration of trigonometry and they want you to integrate, with the limits. Very common. But only one question, you don't see it in multiple questions. Is that what you're trying to ask?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Don't worry about this. This is valid, and in fact, this is what they want. So, right now, let's get things used to it. Can we be happy with this question?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with your trigonometry. And now you know why you do this kind of thing. Your final few steps, definitely something to learn. Now, time is up, but I want you to share your screen. I want you to find that question I meant first before we stop today. At least find it first, right? Okay. Why are you stuck? You're doing fine. You're doing fine, actually. Why are you stuck? You're doing correct things. Don't stop. Okay. Now 3c equals to 0. Just apply dollar, right? 0 divided by 3 is 0. And that's it. It is possible to have a 0 answer as long as there's no careless mistake. Definitely possible,
Okay.
right? Don't worry too much about it. Okay. Now you have A and you have C. Time is up. I want you to settle B first. Let's not stop here. Okay. Let's at least settle B. Then you can be satisfied with your work. Okay, Elliot, when you are ready to share screen, please do.
Yeah, I'm doing the Zoom my computer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, this is a new paper, yeah. Okay, so start from paper 1. So just scroll down until I say stop. So that one definitely not. That's a linear law. 2 definitely not. 3 definitely not. Okay, no, go on. Definitely not. No, 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 definitely not. No, 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 no. No, no, not this one. Not this one. Also not this one. That's your kinematics, right? Okay, so paper 2. Okay, this is answer key. So skip. Okay, your decision is now x equals to 1. Okay, you can do that. No, that's a discriminant, right? No. Binomial, no. Partial fraction, no. Ah, oh, no. This is the continuation of the partial fraction. No. Another linear law, no. No logarithm in this. Definitely not. So long. No, the circle. Let's call it the circle again. Nope. Nope. That's our formula. No. Not yet. No. Will it be the last question? No. Continue. And the last question is an area graph, which is area question, which is slightly harder than what you did. And okay, very weird. Now, please copy the area of the graph question. So for next time. Okay. The
Like the
picture.
whole thing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the whole thing. And then they just ask you to find the area, which is very normal, right? Good, Abigail. Good. You're starting to get the hang of it. This will give you an answer, definitely. Okay, another paper, please, Elliot, after you copy that. We still have to find that one because when it happens, there's so many. Okay, Abigail, I'm going to stop you here. This is what I don't want you to do. Although it is correct, I don't want you to do this. I want you to combine this into a number. A number should simply be combined with another number. It will make your life slightly easier. Thank you. Okay, Elliot, well, you have another paper already. Okay, good. Let's look at it. Okay, definitely not. No, no, no. The area one. Do you want to practice the area one?
I also can.
Yeah, might as well. Screenshot, and then when you're done, let's continue. Okay, that's it. Abigail, this is done. You just have to write down the presentation, like everything written it down, but this is the method. Do you like the second shorter method?
Um, it's a bit weird, but like,
It is. It is. Yeah.
I think I can work with it.
The logic is weird. If you already understand that, but you can do it, then that's okay. As long as you practice maybe one more time. Okay? Good for you. For today, we stop here.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you next week. Bye. Sorry,
Bye.
yeah, Elliot, you know that this is not right. So continue, right? Continue, continue, continue. Nope, 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 no, 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 nope, 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 no, 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 oh, no. Oh, finally. This one. No, no, this one. 11. Screenshot this. I explain to you the what it looks like, and then we stop. Okay. Now, have you seen this question before? Elliot?
Uh, then I thought we just did something quite similar.
In the school, you mean?
No, like, is this not the same?
No. No, 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 no. This has a totally different logic. Oh, yeah. This has a very different logic, right? So, for example, I'll show you. Integrating this is easy, lah, correct? I can integrate this, correct? No problem. But integrating sine cube is, from our experience, not possible because integrating sine square is not possible. So far, so good? Correct, yeah?
Yeah.
So what is your proposal of integrating sine cube? I can tell you, the identity list is not helping you much here. That's what I can tell you. Because it's cube, it's not square. If it is square, I agree with you. I can do this. But this is cube. This is another impossible question, but you might not have an idea how to deal with it because it is cube. Am I making any sense so far?
Yeah.
Then let's talk about it next time, because this kind of impossible question do not require us to juggle the trigonometry. That's the beauty. It looks trigonometry, it does not. It requires us to use the hint they give us to use this. Once you know how to use this question may prove to be easier than the first one. We'll see lah. If you cannot use this, it will remain impossible to you. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next time. But let me confirm, you have never seen this question in the class before? It's very unique, differentiate, then integrate. It's very weird one.
Yeah.
Never see?
Yeah, never see.
All right, then let's talk about it on Sunday. I'll see you. Oh, does the DSA bother you?
Yeah, because I'll probably ruin my own chances by like subbing myself out.
Hmm. Do you are we close enough for me to make a comment?
Yeah, just say.
Um, if you don't mind me making comment, right? I was thinking about your DSA, right? And then the first thing I say to you was, don't let the DSA make you think you enter that JC if you decide to, right? If you are successful, don't make think that you don't deserve to enter that JC. No. Okay, that's what I said, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not happy that your DSA goes in ruin. I'm not happy. It doesn't seem to work out. But I believe the coach knows that you belong to the champion team and that you are the captain or something like that. I don't know. Are you the captain?
No.
but you belong to the champion team. Okay, I believe. Right? Okay. So now I know DSA has a very tight spot, right? And you like the yeah and whatever. What I feel about DSA is this: DSA kind of for you, right, shows that your basketball is good enough to be accepted in DSA.
Yeah.
If DSA is successful, that shows you. But you already know that your basketball is good. Plus, your teamwork is also good. If your basketball is not good and your teamwork is not good, how could you have won the nationals?
Yeah.
Right? So for your purpose, DSA doesn't contribute anything. DSA doesn't show you that you deserve to go into JC. DSA just shows you that, oh, your basketball is good. A championship does that better, showing you that. The only regret right now is that you don't get to show how good you are to the school, but you know that your basketball is good, right?
Yeah.
So if you get a DSA, are you sure you really want to consider JC life? Are you sure about that?
But I think the school is too like high standard for me.
On the basketball or on the JC itself?
The academic.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that one, like that one. They are new JC, but suddenly they become like very solid like that, right? Yes, it's true. That's true. But doesn't matter if the support is good, if the teachers are good, teachers don't just assume that everybody can study by themselves. If the teacher don't assume that, that's not a bad place. I don't know lah. I don't know whether the teachers like that or not. I noticed that the top JC teachers tend to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, smart student lah, whatever lah. I teach whatever also can lah. That's not. It's not that they are bad teachers, but do you get what I mean? You might not get the support you need lah. That's what worries me. Whereas when I hear stories from Yishun JC, nobody wants to go to Yishun JC, right? Well, what kind of JC is that, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I hear super tremendous support, from Yishun, the Yishun teachers. Super tremendous. They still hold them to a reasonably high standard, but the point is they give a lot of support. That is, if you consider JC, you should at least know that. That is the good thing I hear from Yishun JC. I'm not saying that you should go to Yishun JC. I'm just saying that the level of support that you expect, you got to be clear. So, knowing all that, do you still want to go to JC? You know your JC?
I mean, if there's a chance, then I don't mind. But because during the briefing for the DSA, they make it seem like there's quite a bit of support. They say if you feel like you're struggling with studies or kind of hope like that, then you could tell the CCA teachers, then instead of 3 days of CCA, you can just attend at least one a week. Then they can like assign a senior to help you in your studies. Yeah.
Is that the kind of support you want? You can attend less basketball to study more.
I don't know. Probably not.
You get what I mean? Anyway,
Yeah.
if you attend too many basketball, I mean, too many for your study, right? Okay, you want to attend basketball. You want to totally acknowledge that. But if you want to reduce basketball for the sake of study, that makes sense. That might not be what you want, but that might be what you have to do, maybe. Also, for your senior to help you, if you don't give more time for, study, sacrificing basketball, that might not help at all. Make sense or not?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you do not do hard work. You'll do some hard work, but it's just that hard work plus smart work. You got to do both, right? Okay. And sacrificing basketball might be the thing. Do you want to do that?
I don't know. But also the thing that's like there's pulling me towards maybe want to go JC is because if I go poly, I'm probably not gonna play basketball again. Then
Why? Why did you say that?
because the the league there is like adults, like because poly got like 20-year-old people. Then they call it
You're
the
correct, lah, correct. Because the age gap in
yeah.
me is very big. Yeah, but I thought you can handle it, can't you?
It's then also it's a poly IT league. Then usually that league is like best in Singapore where all the best people play there. Not I'm pretty sure I'm not at the standard. Then so like the school life environment looks so different. Like JC is still like school. Then poly it seems so like I don't know adult like that. Like you go there, go to the lecture, go to course, all that, then you just go home.
Correct. Yes, I mean
JC
you still have
all
tutorial,
those
lah. You still have
events.
tutorial, right? In fact, you have smaller classes, you know. In fact. Um, okay, to me, it's very weird that you're afraid to play in the better league. To me, it's very weird. I didn't realize that you struggle like that in your confidence. I find that to be very weird. I find, you shouldn't be afraid to play in the adult leagues. They are not necessarily better since they're adult. No, man.
No, but they play bully basketball. They beat you physically, then you cannot do anything about it.
Body lah, right? You cannot
Yeah.
compete them with your body. You know that you can still grow, right? And you are currently on your growth spurt, right? You will grow and
I
grow.
stopped. I don't know. I just grew 1 cm since the start of the year.
I know basketball is physical, but it shouldn't come from me, right? I cannot play basketball at all. I suck at basketball, right? But you should draw inspiration for people from point guards and whoever that doesn't necessarily win physically, no?
Yeah.
Right? Do you just want to beat your opponent physically? Is that what
No.
you is that what your basketball amounts to?
No.
Although it is an advantage. Nobody can nobody can deny that, but speed and agility and teamwork is also an advantage.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you. I am a bit surprised. It doesn't feel like you. But your choice. Okay, your choice. You're right to say that you will be facing different kinds of opponent in the poly side. Yeah. That one is true. That one is true. I just have an impression that they might not be as fast as you think they are. They might be a bit slow. I feel. I feel.
No, plus they also like the people who play there are like the ball is lifestyle people, you know?
Like
Like
they just play even more basketball.
they got
Because
yeah, they got all the club, then Sunday league, they got
it
all that.
sounds like I'm very confused. I thought it sounds like heaven to you, you know. You're making it
No,
sound like
no,
it's
no.
hell.
No.
That's so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. But okay, I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you want to play basketball in uni or not?
Nah, probably not.
Probably not. I certainly do not expect that from you.
I
Okay,
thought I thought this after the season I'll just stop playing.
you nonsense.
Like if I didn't go JC, that's what I told myself. When I don't go JC, I'll just stop playing myself.
Nonsense. Did your brother stop playing basketball?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Like
Yeah.
totally. In
Yeah.
in JC. Wow.
Or he did because he went JC, right? Then he played the team there. Then after he leave he's just stopped. Totally stopped.
I find that to be extremely weird. I find it to be extremely weird. I don't know why you guys would do that. I thought you guys love basketball. Really?
I don't know, losing a passion a bit.
Anyway, thank you for sharing. Okay, thank you for sharing. Will your DSA be a bad thing or a good thing? I hope it'll be a good thing. I hope for you. I really hope so. Right? Not sure how that will happen, but that's what. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.